Action Shelf. The Action Shelf. The Action Shelf.
Welcome to The Action Shelf, the podcast that celebrates the glory of B-action movies. I'm John Campbell.
I'm Michael Listman.
Oh, Listman, we find ourselves in the month of July, and yes, it's time for another theme month. That's right, we're kicking off what we're calling the July Cage Match.
Why are we calling it that, John?
Because it's a month celebrating the work of the master thespian, the inventor of the nouveau schematic acting method, Nicolas Cage. Yes, that is. By the way, that is real. Have you heard him talk about his nouveau schematic acting, Listman?
Is he offering a workshop, perhaps?
I don't think
that
so.
I can take.
Although
I will pay any amount of money to be taught
I'm
how to act.
surprised when you talk
by
about
Nicolas Cage.
his tax troubles. How did he not do like an acting class? That seems like an obvious thing.
Do we want to welcome a new generation of Nicolas Cage type actors?
Nouveau
I think so.
schematic.
I think so. Because somebody's got to take up the mantle after he obviously he's not anywhere near passing at this time,
right,
but. Just in case we need that legacy to continue.
How old is Nicolas Cage? He seems like he's, I can't get a read on him. You know what I mean? Like, he's got to be nearing 60. He's 58. Okay, that makes sense to me. And he's on Marriage Number 5, one of my favorite Nicolas Cage quotes recently. He just recently got married, and he was quoted as saying, "This is Marriage Number 5." He goes, "This one has to work because I'm not doing this again." Well, it's like,
this one has to work. Oh, that is
too many times,
funny.
Man.
And that's the saddest thing
It
I've
is.
ever
It
heard,
is.
too.
What do you think this wife thinks of the two? Was it white king cobras that he purchased at some point?
I don't know. Oh well, and he sold he said he sold the cobras, but his current companion is a pet raven. He's been talking about a lot in the interviews.
Oh, I didn't hear about the raven. I heard about the cobras, the crocodile, and the shark, but the raven is
all of those he eventually sold or donated to zoos, but the raven is his new companion, and apparently like half of his house now is an environment for the raven. Like when he goes, "We have in-depth conversations, that raven and I," and you're just like, oh man, lest we be reminded that Nicolas Cage is fucking insane.
Wow.
That other
in Nicolas Cage's defense, Raven tends to have the level of intelligence equal to about a 6-year-old child. So,
sure.
Don't you
conversations can be had.
That just means they're talking about Paw Patrol and
yeah.
And
or Caw Patrol. I
he's
think
sitting there. He's sitting there like across from the raven, going, "Interesting, discourse we're having."
I just want a shot. I just want a scene of him playing chess with this raven. I really want to see that.
Oh, good move.
Oh, a bold opening.
Bold opening.
That's what I imagine he's doing. By the way, that voice you've been hearing on there is our guest for this month, and our most frequent guest. I think this is your 7th or 8th appearance on the show, Brendan.
I should say thanks with a question mark.
I don't know. Brendan Jones is with us. A fan favorite, Brendan
Jones.
Oh, fan favorite. Great.
Yeah,
I'm sure I'm getting lots of shout outs.
To kick off the July Cage Match.
When we get to talking about this particular film, I think you're thinking of why to have me as a guest for this particular movie is that it also has 80s Stand By and Guy Who I Wish I Had Been.
Yes.
Like when I was a teenager in the 80s, I so wanted to be John Cusack.
Man, being a teenager in the 90s watching John Cusack in the 80s, I wanted to. I mean, I think you and I and Lisman, I mean, all of us, I'm sure, saw Say Anything and thought, finally, this is like the epitome of how we view ourselves, right? The
Lloyd Dobler.
Lloyd Dobler was just the perfect character for the team, because he was cool but not popular per se, but everybody liked him. But he wasn't a dick. He wasn't a jock. He was just a self-confident, cool
If I couldn't
guy.
be Matthew Broderick in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, then
I knew that
wanted
was
to
too
be
cool for
Lloyd
me.
Dobler and
Like,
Say Anything.
I loved Ferris Bueller. I went, no, I know I'm a Cameron. I know
Yeah,
that for a fact.
yes.
So, but Lloyd Dobler seemed like, yeah, that could be movie me.
No, I figured that's why you had me on, because I'm the old guy, and I
Couple
have
reasons.
seen the rise of both guys, and over the course of their careers.
We should
from
say,
the end.
actually, welcome to the Action Show for the first time, John Cusack. This is the
Right.
first time we've talked about the sack.
Are you sure? Wait, hold on. Are you sure John Cusack is in this film? Because I saw a
Boy,
man wearing
I will
sunglasses,
say
a headband, and a
he
hat.
does
and a hood.
everything.
Could have been somebody cosplaying as.
He does everything in his power to make it seem like he's not in this movie. I will say that. That's for sure.
What I was going to say, though, I think the hidden reason, and you wouldn't have even known this, probably, but the hidden reason that you had me on is this movie is set in Biloxi, Mississippi.
I actually I was going to say the other reason was I knew it was in the South, and I thought you would want to do like the Southern noir movie. Shot
It's like
on location.
5 miles away from where my mom lives.
Wow.
So
I did not realize it was that close, but yeah.
Very, very close.
I did think the Southern noir aspect of it would appeal to you.
It did, but it also raised one of my biggest complaints about it. But we'll get there. We should probably talk about what the movie that we watched
should
is.
probably introduce that we're kicking off the July Cage match by talking about 2017's Arsenal. Why is this movie called Arsenal?
Boy, that's one of the questions I was going to ask.
I think, Lisman, we've talked about these. I think a lot of these action shelf movies just pick action-y titles and throw them onto whatever. We've talked about this before. We watched the movie a couple weeks ago called The Commando, and no one in it was even a commando, really. But we were just like, it didn't matter because they're just like, that'll sell. It's called Arsenal. People have guns on the poster. People will rent it.
I guess that's the genericness of it. There's so many titles you could come up with based on the actual themes of this movie. But Arsenal would imply, like, I kept waiting for at some point Adrian Grenier. Is that how you pronounce his name? Grenier.
Yeah.
To like open a closet and you find out, holy shit, that guy has a stockpile of exotic weapons.
The older brother has one, right? Because he has a flashbang grenade that they.
Yeah, but I mean that is the arsenal. It's like normal guns, and then this flashbang grenade. That's an arsenal. All right, man.
When I saw the title and had no context for the movie, I thought, oh, this is one of two things. Either it's about a gun deal, or it's about these, because we talked about the tagline last week, is brotherhood has its price. I thought, oh, it's going to be brothers stealing a gun shipment or something. I really thought weapons were going to be central to the plot of Arsenal.
Me too, and I thought it'd be something like, but I also thought they would. I knew that it had to build to something, and I imagined strapping on of various things. Like, oh my god, he's got razor-lined boomerangs.
I wish.
Oh my god, he's got a crossbow.
Brendan,
holy shit.
Brendan, you and I.
He's got a grappling hook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brendan and I spend too much time reading comic books, obviously, that would be the thought. Because,
that would be superior to this movie.
I would have
fantastic.
loved
it. Even the Duke boys of the Dukes of Hazzard had dynamite arrows. I was kind of expecting something.
I love an exploding arrow, man. So yeah, no, it doesn't. It never builds to that. Instead, what you get is one scene of Grenier opening a closet and grabbing just a 9mm Beretta, just a pretty standard.
That's the Arsenal.
Yeah, the Arsenal is also he has, and it's right at the start of this movie, the most casual pullback of a slide on a gun I've ever seen. Just kind of goes, oh well, okay, we're gonna go.
standing in the middle of a park,
Yeah.
just being real subtle.
Yeah, because this movie. So yeah, let's. Well, Listman, I don't know if you looked up any information about this, but I want to talk about who directed this movie because we've seen his work before.
Oh, no.
Stephen C. Miller, who actually, and I will say, watching this and this movie that I'm going to mention here, I think he's one of the best action shelf directors. Actually,
Yeah.
he directed Line of Duty, that Aaron Eckhart cop movie that we watched.
He sure did.
And that was actually pretty decently directed, though. And I think this movie is pretty decently directed. Like, I think the script is a mess, but I think
Of course.
I think it actually is okay. It's more. I mean, once again, we're broken. Always with the asterisks of Listman and I are broken, but this
I will
looks
say
a
this is
lot
a
better.
competently directed film,
Yes.
and I know that you're comparing it just like we do with the horror things on our podcast.
Yeah,
You're comparing it to what you're watching for this podcast.
correct.
Yeah.
This is competently directed to the
That's-
extent
but
where
that-
I looked at his IMDb credits too.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of Bruce Willis
I was gonna
low
say,
grade action things.
I think we have his 2016 movie Marauders coming up in a couple months, with
which
Mr.
has
Willis.
the same the one he made right before this
Yeah.
has almost the exact same cast.
Oh, great.
Because Jonathan Shake is in that, as is Adrian Grenier.
Yes, yeah, that's Marauders, and we're doing that in a couple months on this show. So
Yeah, so it's just, hey, I hope the script is better. The guy who wrote this has only done a couple things.
yeah,
So his direction, I mean, we're talking broad stroke here.
yeah.
His direction's not a problem, except for his love of filters. Good
Oh
God,
my
the entire
God.
thing is filtered.
Yeah.
The entire movie is
It was.
filtered.
The beginning was like a flashback kind of a thing.
Yes,
when
and
they
I
were
thought
kids,
it was
and I was
just for a flash.
hoping.
Yes, me too.
Yeah. But no,
I was
it
like,
was the
please-
whole fucking movie.
Please take the sickly yellow-green filter off of
That-
everything.
That is an action shelf thing in that
It
I
is.
think often that is the attempt by the filmmakers to go, this will make it look bigger budget. This will make it look like
Sure.
we're not shoot. And I will say, compared to some of the other stuff we watch, this one does, I don't like the filter, but I'm saying this movie does feel more cinematic than some of the stuff we've watched recently even. Like, it does feel like
Sure.
it has aspirations to look like a movie. Like, I didn't watch it going like, boy, this feels like a TV special or something like that. Like, it does feel low budget, but it does
Yeah.
feel like a movie.
Yeah.
It felt like everybody involved had made a movie, at least one movie before.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is
You know.
not always the case on this show.
So filters and slow-mo are the two things that should have been
Oh,
taken away from
they-
this director.
Boy,
They got
Jesus
their hands
Christ.
on a Phantom camera, which I don't know how much you guys know about the Phantom camera. It's a camera that shoots 1,000 frames a second. It's the fastest camera, so it produces these incredibly slow images.
Yes.
And I think that's what they have in this movie. And I really think somebody just went, "Hey, I've got a Phantom camera we can use," and they were like,
And when
"Fucking
you purchase
awesome."
it, does it come packed in with a bunch of like old gospel music? Is that like part of the package?
Yeah,
with this Phantom?
the other thing I will say, just in broad strokes on this movie is, and a lot of it comes from the use of the Phantom camera, which I don't know that they're using, but it looks like Phantom footage to me.
Sure.
But I feel like this movie makes up for its lack of action set pieces with excessive gore. This is one of the goriest movies we've ever watched. We watch a lot of violent movies, but this thing is nasty.
And this
Yeah.
is where I'm going to perhaps, well, I mean, no one listening to this podcast really knows my things, but John, you certainly do.
Mhm.
The gore in this movie,
Mhm.
I welcomed.
And
I do think
I
it
agree.
was very well done.
yeah.
I mean, I wasn't asking for it, but this movie has no pulse.
Mm-hmm.
This movie with such a good cast, or at least you know,
Well,
a solid cast,
these are
a
all
real
real
movie
actors.
cast.
We do not have that, and I think that's another thing that makes me like tip towards the positive of it. Is I'm going, everyone here is an actor. We're used to like There's no WWE. There's no MMA fighter. There's
right.
I'm going like Adrian Grenier is our lead. Great. I'll take him over the parade of meatheads we normally get on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's just there's the script is bad.
Yes.
And
real bad.
Agreed.
It's real bad, and it has nothing to it, which is why you welcome anything that livens it up. That's why Nicolas Cage owns the movie.
Yep.
And that is why even scenes of really extreme cinematic gore, which are well done, I'm sitting there going, yes, thank you. And I'm not as bloodthirsty as you are, John, but I'm sitting there going, oh, thank God I have something that's at least got some. Once the action kicks in, and the action's not even that amazingly done. In fact, the final battle is like, boom, 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 you're done. Hey, thanks for playing.
And that's where they're using the slow motion to try to make it seem more epic. When
seem
it really
like it's
is
much more epic, yeah.
just like four guys shooting each other pretty quickly. But,
yeah, but those scenes of like heads going apart and bullets going through, I'm just like, good God,
No,
all right.
It worked. I mean, it worked actually. I think to jolt you in a way that they can't actually create the visceral action.
Yeah,
but
or character work or anything,
but
or
by
clever
God,
dialogue or anything.
Yeah, we see in great detail what a shotgun does to a human head, and and I mean, look, we all know I'm here for it. If you listen to this show or Meet the Monsters, I'm a resident gore hound, so I'm all on board for seeing bullets rip people apart and stuff like that. In film, of course, always. It's not real, so it doesn't matter.
Right. Always need to make it clear we're not monsters.
No.
But
I mean, I haven't, like you talking about, it looks good, so I'm almost looking at it from the detached, like, damn, that's a good exploding head, you know, like, just from I appreciate the makeup equivalent of it, right? Like, that's kind of the, let's dive into the movie itself here. By the way, I do have a pronunciation. Apparently, it's very simple. Looking at his Wikipedia here, his name is Jonathan Schaech, is how that's pronounced.
Check. Okay.
Oh, the older brother.
Yeah. Jonathan
and
Schaech.
I've liked him a lot of things. I've never seen him get this all jacked up and badass.
I know.
looking.
I was really surprised. He's huge in this movie. I've never seen him. I go back to. I mean, I think like most people, I go back to him in That Thing You Do. Obviously,
as the serious songwriter guy who drops out of the band.
Yeah. And both him and Tom Everett Scott from that movie, I never understood why they didn't have bigger careers, because I thought
Agreed.
that movie I saw and I went, these guys are going to be future stars, man. There's no question.
Yep.
And they both work, but they're both kind of character actors, and it's weird because particularly Everett Scott in that, I thought, oh, this is the next guy. Like he's in the Tom Hanks movie.
Tom Hanks picked him to be the new Tom Hanks.
That's what I thought, and instead you're like, oh, he's the other guy in La La Land, you know.
Well, there are worse things to be.
I mean,
it's consistent work, so you know.
It is,
can't really complain.
and he was the fourth detective on Southland for 5 seasons, you know. All right, yeah. So we start with this thing that does drive me insane, and it's all these movies do it, where we start at the end and then go back, kind of, right? Where you've got Adrian Grenier with his gun and his narration going, everybody always asks me why I stuck up for my brother, you know. And I get they want this noir. I mean, this movie is really something I did think watching it was this movie is really trying to be noir more than it's trying to be action per se.
It's trying.
Yeah, it's trying and failing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah.
Also, I mean, there's no set rule about voiceover, but holy hell, you start the movie with one line of voiceover, and that's all you get. And so why did you start with voiceover?
Yeah.
Great question.
That's just so stupid. But yeah, the whole thing is like, people ask me why you would do what you go to the ends of the earth for Mikey. And he goes, anyone who asks me that has obviously never had a brother.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do what this guy does for my brother.
Yeah, both of you have brothers. Would you go this far?
No.
Although,
I don't know.
I don't.
What I will say is, by the end of it, I would not. I'd still be mad at him, and I'm like, yeah, we got this resolved, but you're still out of my fucking life. How dare you,
Brendan,
make me go through this?
I only have heard you talk. I've never actually met your brother, but Lisman, I know your brother pretty well, and I can't imagine Kyle doing any of the things
No.
in this movie. He's one of the most
Yeah.
low-key human beings I've ever met. If anything,
yeah.
if anything, you're the wild card brother in that relationship.
I think so. Yeah.
The thing with this is when you have to state your movie's theme at the beginning,
Yes.
obviously you're not a very good writer, and also the way they lay into it is ridiculous. And I do think all these elements could have made a good movie.
Well, they're all pretty
a
stock-
noir set
yeah.
in the deep South,
Love
like
it.
like a mob movie set in the Gulf Coast.
I love
That's
Dixie
great.
Mafia. Dixie Mafia stuff is great. Look at like Justified and stuff like that. Great.
Yeah, so that is something that can work. And come on, how classic a theme is what would a brother do for his brother, and,
Yeah.
and how far would you go? That's
The
good
Cain
stuff.
and Abel brothers too. I mean, that goes back to like Godfather and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I was sitting there going, it's a Manhattan melodrama where it's
Yes.
like literally one's a priest, the other one's a gangster, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, you got to do it.
Angels with
So-
Dirty Faces. Yeah,
Angels with Dirty
as
Faces,
old
but
as gangster stories get. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, these are all elements that I'm on board for. And then I just look at shoddy construction and
Yeah.
just bad writing, where this writer, I love this, all the way through the movie, he's going to introduce an element right before it pays
Yes.
off. That is always bad.
Yeah.
I mean, because we don't know anything about Eddie's brother until he shows up. Now we know
Yeah.
that Eddie has a brother, but he shows up, and then of course he's offed. So it's sort of like, I really want to have that scene
By
with
the-
those two brothers. It's like, so I'll introduce him. He's never been mentioned, but
Yeah.
now he's here. Now he's dead. Okay, I'm going to introduce. The only thing that paid off ish was the flashbang, because he does introduce it early, and then it's like
Well,
he did his
and then
Chekhov's
it's-
flashbang.
It's introduced right at the start. It's mentioned again in the middle, and then it pays off at the end. Yes. By the
Yes.
way, Eddie's brother, played by Nicolas Cage's real brother,
Yep.
Yes.
Christopher
Yes.
Coppola, plays Buddy. His
I have a question for you guys before we get too into it.
Mhm.
I'm watching the movie and waiting for Nicholas to show up because I am a Cage head.
oh yeah.
And when he showed up, I couldn't figure out which Dick Tracy villain he was. I was sitting there and I was like, who is he? Needle Nose? I don't know exactly who he's playing.
He's the new one, Comb Over. Because when we get to Cage, the look. I mean,
It's
it is his character from Deadfall, but it's evolved since Deadfall. I will say.
I think the
He's
nose is a little bit
acknowledging-
longer.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's
the
acknowledging his
nose.
character's aging. It's the mustache is a little thicker,
Yeah.
and the wig is a little bit more extreme.
Yeah.
And that nose,
Oh, the
man,
nose.
that nose.
The nose is convincing no one. What I love it, I particularly love that the nose is so fake. Like that makes me love it even more. That it's
And
clearly
it's even constraining his delivery.
Yes.
Like you can hear it in his
Oh,
voice that the prosthetics are blocking some of the
whole voice
airflow.
he's doing in this thing is because it's Cage, but yeah, it is this like constricted, like kind of this kind of voice.
And I
He's
just
up
kept
here.
waiting for him to go, wah, wah.
Well, I mean, we do know famously he is a massive comic book nerd, and this
Yeah.
does feel like he's doing a comic book villain in a lot of ways. I
It-
mean,
it do- well,
the Dick
also,
Tracy
that
thing
he-
is dead on.
He does seem that way because, again, I don't know. I don't know if the writer, and I'm going to keep harping on this guy. What's his name, John? You got the IMDb
Jason
open.
Mossberg.
Okay, well, screw you, man. But good on you for having a career.
He
But
wrote
anyway.
he wrote this movie, and he created a show called $1, and those are his only credits. And by the way,
career is a
$1
strong word.
$1 is one of those shows that follows a single dollar bill from person to person. And each
Yeah, I
episode.
saw that, and
Yeah.
it's like it was a streaming
Paramount
show,
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus, which means I could probably look it up and not watch it. But anyway, so
I
but
ignored
the thing
it.
is, so I don't know if he tailored stuff for Nicolas Cage, or if Nicolas Cage got on the film and he's like, don't worry, I'm going to spice up my own dialogue, which I feel that Nicolas Cage does often
he
anyway.
frequently does that. He's known for that. Yeah.
But this is a character, so that is the thing that makes him stand apart.
Yeah.
He looks eccentric. He is eccentric because it's Nicolas Cage playing it. So the movie comes to life when he's there.
Well,
whether or not you think it's realistic or not, it doesn't matter because you're just sort of grateful that there's energy, something odd. You don't know what he's going to say next. And I'm sort of like,
it turned into a full-on comedy every time. I couldn't help but laugh at everything.
I mean,
and I think in a great way, laugh at everything Nicolas Cage was doing because it kept me going through this film.
And looking through, I was reading the legitimate like critic reviews, Hollywood Reporter and stuff. Every single one of them goes, "This movie is completely forgettable, except Cage is riveting." Like every single one goes, whenever Cage is on screen, I am paying it to exactly what you're talking about, Listman. Suddenly I am like up and going, what the fuck is this guy doing? You know?
I mean, it's not good. I don't think he's making the correct choices, but they are really funny and interesting choices.
Yeah, I mean, as the Village Voice says, the main enticement here is getting to see Cage go full bore. And that's exactly what it is. It's just, it's that's exactly it. It's like, it's, as somebody says, it's garbage, but goddamn, Cage delivers the latest installment in his singularly unfettered brand of over-the-top screen madness.
Yeah, and I know that the prosthetic was his idea. I read an article about that, but do you think that the note that he wrote his brother at the end, do you think that was all Cage?
That is one. I tried to find on YouTube a clip of that so I could play it on the show because I thought about having you read it, Listman, but you can't capture the madness.
No. I did write down part of it because the first few lines are crazy.
It is
absolutely bonkers.
The whole thing is crazy, and it's also great because I was watching going, oh, this is still going. It's super long. The letter is long, and it's just locked on blood-soaked Nicolas Cage screaming and crying and and it is.
It's great.
You can feel. We've seen this before with him in these movies, Listman. You can feel him like. Cage is working too hard for how bad this movie is, where he's going like, I will inject life into this film. Like
he's a defibrillator.
Yeah.
Does that even pronounce it? He is full on trying to jolt this movie to life every time he's on screen.
The same thing he did in Jiu-Jitsu, you know?
It's like death spasms, you know, is what it feels like.
At the end of it, I do love. He's like going, so what do you think about the letter? Do you think that would have worked? And he's like going, it's too bad I can't say it because I fucking killed him like an hour ago. It's just like, oh god damn!
I love it, man.
It's so worth it when you get to the end, and I'm like, I know this is awesome.
Because then on the polar opposite is John Cusack, who seems to have 1 foot off the set of this movie, about to get in his car and go home in every scene, right? Like, I mean, he's not.
I can't blame him. No. We often applaud actors who, and on your podcast, I'm sure you do as well, and on our podcast, we'll applaud actors who clearly never phone it in, who show up to do the job.
I mean, that is definitely Cage is in that camp, and he proudly will tell you this.
But Cusack, he is clearly here just cashing that check, and he never has a scene with
which
Cage.
Is a huge bummer because, of course, I want that Con Air reunion.
And he doesn't change his costume, which means they shot everything in a day.
Well, and
it's like you're in the car, now you're on the porch, now you're walking through this apartment. Great.
He is the Bruce Willis of this movie, where you have him for a day, but you shoot multiple scenes to put throughout the movie, so it feels like he's in. But he's in probably 10 minutes of this thing, if even 10 minutes.
Look, he had a flight to catch at 10:30 p.m. and they had him on set at 9 a.m. and then they're like, let's get the footage.
He's like, I have to do a Comic-Con in St. Louis. Can we?
And I mean, I love him, and but I will say, his later career where he started taking the jobs of kind of serious, not action guys, but cops. This guy, he's a fine dramatic actor, but I so miss a lot of the charm that used to have, and it could be just the roles he's given.
Yeah.
But I sit there going, whereas Cage creates a
Right.
Cage space, like if Cusack cared, he
Yeah.
could have taken this and come up with a take even on this lame character
Yeah.
that maybe made him more charming. The only thing he decided was, my character will dress like this, which is how I dress all the time.
Yeah.
And I will have a vape pen.
Yes. Which also
That's-
feels like he just had that. You know what I mean? Like,
Could be.
yeah.
Could be.
And as often as he can have a hand in front of his face, like just kind of blocking his face a little bit.
It
he
really
that a
does
lot,
seem
too.
to be hiding. He does seem to be hiding.
The-
When he took his glasses, when he took the shades off in a scene or a couple of
I
scenes,
was
I was like,
shocked.
oh my God, you're really here.
Yeah, I thought this was the approved life model decoy of John Cusack for a while there.
It's a deep fake,
Yeah. And the other thing, this is another classic example, though, of like, why spend the money to get Cusack? It's only so you can put him on the poster and get more people to rent it. And probably
Yes.
people thinking what I was thinking, which is, oh, cool, these guys were in especially like if you're an action fan, they were in Con Air, which is grade A action shelf material. We've talked about
Oh yeah, that's
big
the top end.
studio movies that feel like B action movies, and Con Air is that. And Con Air is a fucking blast of a film, just absolute insanity, but so great actors, great production values.
It is
love
what you
that
would call, it's just what you're saying there. It's a trash movie, but it's an elevated trash movie
Yeah.
because everyone's aware.
Yeah.
And they're making a very high-end trash movie with so much
Mhm.
money behind it
Yeah.
and an unbelievable cast.
Cusack,
Unbelievable
Cage,
cast.
Malkovich, devouring scenery.
You shimmy.
Like
Mhm.
Buscemi just
Mhm.
doing. I'm pretty sure they just told him to do whatever in that movie. And Ving Rhames, Cole Meany's great in that movie. Like there's
Yeah,
a lot of
right.
great. So go watch Con Air, everybody. Don't watch this.
Mm.
Watch Con Air.
Don't
Oh.
watch this.
Oh, it's sad when you look at, like, there's not a lot of like trivia on IMDb about
Yeah.
Arsenal.
yeah.
And one of the things is like, this is the fifth or seventh
think-
movie these two have made together.
Yeah.
And you're like, and when they're mentioning that, you're looking at the list and you're like going, oh, those are all better.
Right.
Mm.
Those are all better.
Yeah.
And they
Every
did not
single
make
one.
this movie together. I don't think they were even
well, and also
on
like one of them is
set.
one
at
of
the
them
same
is
time.
adaptation, but like Cusack has a quick cameo in that.
It's
you know?
true.
Like, yeah, it's a.
That's true.
I do think we should do the Frozen Ground, even though it's not purely an action movie. It's like a serial killer thriller, but that is Cage hunting John Cusack as a serial killer in Alaska.
That sounds better than this.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is
Yeah.
better thought of for sure.
yeah. Yeah.
Even if it's lower budget. Let's get back to this movie because one of the interesting things about this, or interesting things, but one of the things I was surprised by is like the first 20 minutes of the movie are a flashback to them as kids. I was not expecting this.
Yeah, this
No.
movie takes its time to
Weirdly
get
so.
through. Yeah. Usually these movies is just like cut to the chase.
Yeah.
You don't care about these characters anyways, so let's just get to shooting
that
people.
actually kind of makes me more mad at this movie that they do spend
Yes.
the time to develop characters and it still doesn't work.
Right.
I
Yes.
still don't care about the characters, yet the movie seemingly is taking the time to develop them. The only
This
thing-
whole flashback is just meant to illustrate the differences between Big Brother and Little Brother, and
things that
and
we will see play out very clearly when they're adults, and it is.
it didn't need to be 20 minutes.
When you talk about
No.
this being sort of the stock gangster thing, the other problem is the movie really like Grenier is so the good brother and Sheck
Yes.
is so the bad brother. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Grenier has just got it all together.
there are no shades of gray here.
No.
Sam Shepard played This Is Not.
No, but though True West starring Adrian Grenier and Jonathan Sheck.
I would
see
watch
that.
that,
Yeah, I'd see that.
I probably would, but
Yeah. I'd be curious.
but you know what they wouldn't do for that?
Mm.
They would probably not even do Texas accents because you know what? No one in this movie does.
no one saw that.
Mississippi.
Accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read reviews of this on IMDb as well, and people, of course, didn't like it. Most of the people were like, "Oh God, this is pretty bad," but Cage is great. Same
Yep.
thing. Not a
Of
single
course.
person said, and I understand if you're not from that area,
Yeah.
and I don't sound like I'm from that area, but I'm Mississippian.
Mhm.
And the thing I didn't know. The second it starts, I'm like, shit, it's in Biloxi. I'm expecting an explanation of why no one sounds that way, but they
Mhm.
never give it. So these are locals. No one. Jonathan Scheck tries a little Southern here and there.
Yeah.
Here
Mhm.
and there, he's doing Southern, but he's not even doing Mississippi. When you're in the Gulf Coast, it's pretty thick, and there is nothing. I'm looking to the other characters. I'm looking to their wives. I'm like, does anyone want to
No.
acknowledge we're in Mississippi?
No. And they're
No.
And
Not
yet
a single
they
they're actually
have like the
filming.
local. That is the local team. When they go watch the baseball team, I'm like, oh, MGM
Oh,
Park.
I actually, when they go see the baseball team, I was blown away that I was looking at a real baseball game in one of these movies.
Yeah,
That
I
to
know.
me
Yeah.
is
Like,
the
oh, there's
biggest
some money.
production value I've seen. Well, because they actually, and the other thing I was shocked by was when I'm looking at the IMDb and it says they shot in Biloxi. Because normally we would expect this to be Budapest, or something like that.
Yeah.
right? Like,
No, they did.
shot in
I could tell.
Yeah.
And so that and I thought great location, great idea. It's the same thing. Like when I watched True Detective season 1,
Mhm.
the thing that True Detective season 1 did really, really well is if you're going to set something in a location,
Yeah.
use the location,
Yes.
milk it because
Yes.
it gives it a feel. Because True Detective, they nailed local accents of Louisiana and Texas, and I was like, God damn!
Well, they
filmed there.
did cast two actually
Yeah,
Southern
that's-
actors, which helped
that's true.
quite a bit
Mhm.
to begin with.
But they just used Biloxi as just a location, and
Yeah, there's no reason for it to be set there.
No,
Like, I
yeah,
can't-
unless you're going to delve into culture, local culture, and have them attempt the accents. I was like,
Yeah.
no one's even trying. It's
Right.
crazy.
just set it somewhere else if
Yeah.
you're not even going to try it. I don't understand. It's just
I was
distracting.
allowing Cage. It was like clearly they mentioned his character came from somewhere else.
Right.
It's like he's got ties in New York and so forth. I'm like, great, gangster who's down
Well, he
south.
came from Deadfall, which I think takes place in Las Vegas, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, that's right. It does.
Yeah. So I guess but yeah, he's the city mobster who's made a kingdom here in the South. So
So he's
makes
the only
sense.
one that gets a pass from me. Is
Well,
what I'm
and also
getting at.
I don't know.
Yes.
It's not a Southern accent, but he's doing some kind of crazy voice here. Yeah. So the basically the backstory is that older brother took care of younger brother, kept him away from the darker sides of humanity, including what I thought was their father, but later they say uncle, who blew his
Uncle,
brains
yeah.
out with a shotgun. And there's lots of these like idyllic. I'm not comparing this in quality, but I think what this guy is trying to do, almost Terrence Malick-esque attempts to do these like arcade slow motion, the joy of childhood meets the horror of adult life, and
what I thought was funny about this
I'll give
opening
him
too
that.
is that they cast the kid actors. There's a kid actor playing the older brother, kid actor playing the
okay.
younger brother. I was watching that flashback and going, I don't know if it's purposeful, but the kid they cast as the younger brother,
Yeah.
and we don't know yet if he's Adrian Grenier or not. I wasn't sure
Right.
which was which
Right.
at the very beginning. All I could say was I thought they were implying that he might be mentally challenged in the beginning because the kid actor gets like one line of dialogue. Can I have some quarters?
Yeah.
And every time they show him, he's just sort of like, I'm like, poor
Well,
guy.
and
It's a Lenny situation from Mice and Men. He's just like,
Clearly not.
I like the video game.
Oh no, yeah, it's not a Michael and Sonny, it's a Michael and Fredo. Uh-oh.
Yeah. But
Uh,
anyway, so there's that. But they're so confusing about that day.
mm,
That day apparently had them go to the arcade, have fun,
yeah.
go back home, find Uncle with his head blown off, and then the older brother protects him by closing the door so he doesn't see it, gives him quarters to go back to the arcade. Then
Yeah.
the
older-
kid goes to Eddie King, the gangster.
Yeah.
The
And-
older brother
Oh
goes to...
my god, what he witnesses is so
So
completely
in one
insane.
day,
Yeah.
Mikey or Mickey, is it Mikey or
It's
Mickey?
It's Mikey.
Mikey.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mikey sees his uncle's head blown off, goes for help to a guy, and watches that guy kill a dude.
And how does he
Yeah.
kill this dude? Listman, do you want to get into, because this act of violence definitely captured my imagination. I have never seen this in a movie before.
Yeah. Maggie had to look away because she's like, I don't need to see
They
this.
actually
I don't
don't-
like anything involving teeth. You know?
Yeah, this one they don't show a lot of. Later stuff they will. It's
They really don't, but yeah.
he
But
puts
the implication was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he makes
as
him
well.
bite down on like a lead pipe.
Mhm.
It's a guy tied to a chair
Yeah.
that they've already brutalized pretty bad, and now Nicolas Cage, the coup de grace, shove a metal pipe in his mouth, force him to clamp down on it. I do like the fact that because Nicolas Cage is smoking,
Yeah.
he then blows his cigarette smoke
Yes.
into
Come on.
the pipe.
That's Cage, right? That's got to be
That's
Cage.
great.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then he's got a baseball bat.
Yeah.
And so he tees it up and he hits the end of the pipe, which is going to go right through the guy's
Holy
vertebrae.
I mean, I will say it definitely sets a tone that this is a nastier movie than we are used to watching on this show, because we're used to a lot of gun deaths and things like that, but this movie is really like, this movie is more depraved than real gangsters that you hear about. You don't hear a lot about, and then they just fucking ram this lead pipe through a guy's head. Jesus Christ.
What was their they're like they never really say who this guy was or what he did.
Stolen from them or something, maybe. I don't know exactly.
They're
I don't
super
know.
Interested in
It doesn't
exploring
matter.
that,
It just
yeah.
and then then you get Cage pursuing young Mikey, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" You know, like, and the whole young Cage, the young Eddie, for some reason, his head is just back the whole time, like, "Yeah, what are you doing in here?" It's super weird, of course, but I can't look away when
No,
Nicolas
of
Cage
course
is on
not.
screen.
I dare not.
Yeah,
I dare not.
yeah, and so it implies he's going to go work for him, and then we go 23 years later to Adrian Grenier's seemingly very successful construction company.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they talk about, but don't worry, he still meets up with his older brother for a game of baseball. So much of this movie's about baseball, and I don't really understand what any of that has to do, except for just general Americana.
It's just the bonding thing. Me and my brother always this movie just is poorly written and conceived, so it's just sort of like that's shorthand for, well, we have our differences, but we can always throw the ball around, and you're like, Jesus Christ, movie, stop.
I know, it's just once again, it's so like idyllic American. The whole thing
and they're ribbing each other. It's like you got ripped, tattooed Mikey now, and he's just sort of like, you got nothing in that arm, and then just you watch this fastball. I'm like, fuck.
By the way, the Adrian Grenier, who I just called Grenier in my things, but his character's name is JP.
JP.
Mikey and JP are their names.
Yes.
I don't like that.
No.
Just the idea that the main guy is
like
JP. I don't know. There's something weird that's like, and we never get any other, like, it's not like Joey or something, it's.
Did we get their last name at any point?
I don't think so.
No, you do. I just can't remember it. I mean, it's on the letter he gets. People do.
Yeah, it's on the construction company, I think, too.
Construction.
Yeah. But I really didn't clock it.
No,
it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. The only person who's actually credited with the last name is Eddie King and Buddy King, of course.
Yeah.
The King Brothers. There's going to be a prequel called The King Brothers.
Oh God!
No.
Does Eddie King operate out of an arcade? Is that or was just the editing make it seem like
it made it seem like it was the back of the arcade where they had set up the murder room. So I'm like, what?
When we're in modern days, operating out of a bar.
Yep.
Right.
And he sets up a murder room there too. He's very fond of the plastic sheet aesthetic.
Well, so is his brother, because his brother sets up a plastic sheet room to kill him.
It runs in the family.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I don't know. But we have this scene where Mikey is trying to sell weapons to a pawn shop. The guy's like, I've already got too many Glocks. What else you got? How about this? A police-grade flashbang grenade. And I like that the guy does go, who the fuck am I going to sell that to? Like,
what was again clumsy ass writing is, man, I'm going to town on this writer.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is that this guy runs, like a pawn shop, buys plenty of weapons.
Yeah.
There's no way this guy doesn't know what a flashbang is.
Yeah.
But the writer's worried the audience doesn't.
Even
so
though, like,
they have
play
Mikey
any
set it
video
down.
game, right? And flashbangs are a pretty common thing that we know about.
Mikey sets it down and he goes, "What's that?" And he goes, "It's a flashbang." "What's a flashbang?" And he's like, he literally does. He's like, "What is that?" He's like, "Stun grenade used by like the army and the cops." And he's like, "Oh." I'm like, come on, man. Jesus.
Literally you don't have to treat your audience like they're fucking like 8 years old, okay?
What
Even
is that
8-year-olds know what flashbangs are.
What is that?
Drooling.
That's a machine gun. What's a machine gun? Gun that shoots
It shoots bullets, but real fast.
Really fast. Oh, okay.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. What's this? A baseball bat. What's a baseball bat? Every weapon in the movie is presented like this. No,
it's like the plane is in trouble. What is it? Well, it's a big white tube with wings on it.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Airplane
it turns
jokes.
into a Zucker and Abraham joke. Yeah, right. I mean, like it's all.
It's a big, pretty white plane, wheels.
Well, it looks like a giant Tylenol.
Yeah,
it looks like a giant Tylenol.
We watched Airplane a whole lot in high school and stuff.
Oh
like
yeah,
that was a touchstone for Listman. And
oh man, it's just one of the funniest movies ever made.
It really is.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, so much of this beginning, I did think we have this scene where we go home with Adrian Grenier, and he's got a wife and a baby, but then we cut to Jonathan Schaech, and where's he? In a mostly empty house, sleeping on the couch by himself. Oh, don't you see how different these guys are? Polar opposites.
It is just so, again, terribly constructed. Because when we see his family, of course, his family's a nightmare. He's calling his ex-wife, "You're a fucking whore."
Yeah,
and
his
the teenage daughter, and
she's on her
where
phone
are you going?
And,
Oh, she's gonna hang out with her meth head.
Oh yeah, they do meth. I don't worry about it.
The second second they introduce the meth head friends, I'm going, she will be kidnapped by the third act of this movie. There's no doubt in my mind that this will connect back to Kate. And of course it does. That's exactly
that whole subplot was so unnecessary.
Oh yeah,
It's
unnecessary and stupid. But it did give us the scene of. That was excellent timing. Is that the very first time she's hung out with her meth head friends where they decide to pressure her into doing meth, and she's like, "I don't want to." "You're gonna do it, bitch," or whatever. And then Uncle Grenier shows up, kicking the door in slow mo.
Off my niece.
And he's like, "Get your hands off my niece."
Now, why does JP know how to use guns?
Oh, never explained. Never.
Well, we saw him play that arcade game, which had a gun.
He played
literally.
Listen, he played
training
Time
we
Crisis
saw him
once.
have.
It's fine. He was really good at Time Crisis, and so we're all good here. You know, he played House of the Dead in the 90s.
House of Dead, that was it.
There you go, and he's perfect with it. Whatever that cop one was.
Oh yeah.
I played.
Had a blue gun and a pink gun.
It had a blue gun and a pink gun, and they look kind of like Dirty Harry's revolver, is what I remember as a kid.
It was huge. I don't think it would really teach you how to use real life.
No, because it
doesn't.
It was in my memory. Those were never perfect with the aiming. They
of
were never very accurate. It was always cool in concept, but they never worked the way you wanted them to.
In other words, you kept wasting quarters.
Yes, exactly right. He'd be like, "No, I'm aiming right at that guy." So then we introduce Cusack, who for a lot of the movie, I actually, even still after the movie, I don't really understand what his relationship to anyone is. He's a cop. Right?
He's a cop, yes, which was not clear until much later.
He's a cop who's a friend of the brothers, and you'd think that both brothers, and you'd think that maybe he would have been shoehorned into the backstory, or even a line of dialogue just explaining, like, you guys, when your brother got out of the army and we were hanging out, just something to explain the connection.
Anything.
Yeah.
But he's clearly a detective because he has informants. He's plainclothes. and he's
Well,
slightly dirty. He
Yeah.
has bent the rules occasionally for the brother,
Well,
and so
he's the
whole-
one who
and
gave him the flashbang. We find out, which is insane.
also
I was trying to
he
do him a
bends the
solid.
rules, but he bends the rules by once they're trying to save or protect Mikey. I love the fact that this cop is letting a civilian just go with him to talk to informants, bust into apartments. You're like, you don't do that.
And when JP like brings up the idea of going to the cops, he says, "Don't go to the cops."
Yeah, he's like, that's not going to help at all. And
Not going to help at all.
Well, I also I love that, but I also love my favorite moment is it's somewhere later where it's like, "Were you going to come with me?" Cusack goes, "You don't want me coming with you," and I go, "This movie can't afford more John Cusack. You know, that's a second day we have to pay him, so we can't have him go along."
You don't want me tagging along because it's going to be like an extra mil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the audience is going, "Please, more John Cusack. We like John."
I mean,
Cusack.
we like him. Again, there's not much of a character here. In fact, almost none.
I will say, even checked out Cusack though, I'm still like, I wanted more of him because I still
he's John Cusack.
Even checked out, he is compelling on some level. He's watchable. I like the guy.
When they do break into the house and they're going into kind of cop mode, and he's like, kind of in an action move. I was like, oh, thank God he's just not languidly sitting in a chair for this scene. And he did seem to be like, oh, okay, well, I know this stuff. I know how to be like, I've got the gun up and I'm action guy.
He's done enough of these things, right? That he's done. I mean, he's played a number of cops and assassins, but Listman, another actor that we can add to the list of Cusack is an extremely good kickboxer.
Yes.
And we always talk about they never take advantage
utilized.
of actors' martial arts training in movies. And here's another example. Like Cusack is, from what I gather, a very good kickboxer.
How many movies has he done where that has actually been like used?
Grosse Pointe Blank is the one that always comes to mind for me. He does have a pretty sick fight in that.
Cool.
Which is great with our friend Benny the Jet, who we've seen in a few movies, the kickboxer, and of course he worked with Don the. Say anything. It's a huge part of the movie. Is that?
Well, I mean, I think that's where it started.
Yeah,
I think that in preparation for that, he actually did start kickboxing and liked it a lot, and then he just kept doing it when he wasn't Lloyd Dobler.
Yeah. I mean, Con Air shows up a little bit. He's got some fights in there. I don't think it's as extreme, but it's in there.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a lot of the other action stuff he's done, so we'll see, Lisman. We'll watch some of his other things and see if he's kicking anybody. But I do just think a lot of it is I'm gonna do as little as possible. Period. It's like, I don't want to do the kickboxing. That's for me. Oh, we have to do. It's on our list of. Doesn't have a date, but please let us know. And people are going to let us know that they want us to do this. The movie he did with Jackie Chan, Dragon.
I want us to do that.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, do you not know about this movie, Brendan? There's a movie.
I mean, I might.
It's a historical epic with him and Jackie Chan and Adrian Brody.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Dragon Blade.
Yes.
It's shot in China. And I remember him talking about it. And he goes, hey, you get a call, come to China, make a movie with Jackie Chan. You say yeah.
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 But I think the reviews were...
They were bad.
Really.
Yeah.
Really
Cusack's
bad.
playing like a Roman general or something. Because this is like ancient China. And yeah, Cusack's got a big Spartan
they're
helmet
Roman
on.
legionaries. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
and then Adrian Brody, of course, is doing the cage thing, right? And chewing scenery as the warlord. I will kill Jackie Chan. And you're like, okay, Brody got the good part in that, right? Like once again,
This sounds very good. We should
we need
slot
to
that in a little sooner than we have.
we'll slot it in. Dragon Blade it's called. I've not heard good things, Lisbon, but
I mean,
man, you guys should pair that with Great Wall and
Great Wall.
American actors adrift in China movies. That'd be great.
Yeah, but I bet he does some kicking in that. Would be my guess, Lesman. Cusack.
I don't know. Roman soldiers weren't known for their kickboxing.
I don't think this movie is very accurate. I don't think Roman soldiers also had Chicago accents. So I
don't believe so.
Yeah,
I think in the reviews, if I'm remembering correctly, Adrian Brody's doing also what you'd expect is the sort of British, like if I am being old-timey person and I'm Roman.
It seemed like
I'm
Brody
gonna do.
was having fun. from
I
the
am
trailer
being
I saw.
this, and
Yeah.
people were saying John Cusack just shows up as Chicago guy.
How you
Hey,
doing?
what do you want over here? I got my my armor on. I'm ready to go
Yeah.
face the troops.
Yeah, for Rome and whatnot.
Yeah.
Now
Vini
let's-
Vidi Vici.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Now
There's
let
a
me
little bit of that.
let me grab a brat and go to the Cubs game.
Yeah, this will be great.
Yeah, I think it is with Cusack. It is like, can I squeeze it in between White Sox games?
Yeah.
Then I can. All right, fine. Yeah. So let's see. So yeah. So Cusack rolls up on Grenier and he goes, "Hey, we got a problem. I hear your brother just bought a bunch of cocaine."
Yep.
And Grenier goes, "Oh no, well I'll have to look into that." Cusack goes, "Great, bye." And really, Cusack is in
That
and out
is
in
the
30
entire thing,
seconds
yes.
here. And I thought, oh my god, is that
that
gonna be it? Is that gonna be
Yeah.
it? Because we've
Your
seen
brother
it.
bought a package, and then it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna. He's like, well, now you know, gotta go.
It seems like no, that'd be impossible. We've seen it. We've seen known actors roll into these movies for like under a minute. We had
Wow.
What was it, Trejo in that one movie who played a nameless goon? And you're like, wait, that's Trejo. And then we go, well, he can't be dead. He must be faking his death. Nope, he just was in
He was
that
dead.
movie for under a minute.
It just
Yeah, it
makes
was
me
crazy.
feel all the more grateful that I got to see Death Kiss and the amazing work of Daniel Baldwin.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Because
Mm.
he didn't show up for a few minutes and go.
Oh, no.
He strung that movie together. He was the glue.
Daniel Baldwin. I mean, those monologues still ring in my head. Obviously.
Oh my God, that's
Truly
and-
Shakespearean.
I don't. Think
Yeah, and they formed my political beliefs.
Yeah,
So
yeah. we have.
I'm now a monster.
Believe it or not, we have yet to get to Stephen on here. I think Stephen Baldwin will get to him eventually, but we have yet to run into
Should
Stephen.
we do like a Baldwin theme?
There you
month?
go, a Baldwin
Just
theme
month.
i.e. Baldwin theme month, i.e. everyone but Alec.
Yes, exactly.
We can get all of them with. We do have a Billy Baldwin movie in our pool of movies to look at. So yeah. So anyway, yeah. So. What does he do about this drug thing? Well, they go to a baseball game together is the next scene.
Yes.
I thought he was going to like confront him about the drugs. Instead, they're just like, "Hey man, let's go watch baseball."
It's so again, the writing bad.
Mossberg!
He learns JP learns this. He's obviously sitting on it.
Mhm.
When it finally comes up
Yeah.
in a bit, it is literally JP going, "So I heard you took the money I gave you and bought some blow."
And that's also not the next scene, which is
No, it's not the next thing. It takes him quite a while to finally go. And plus, it's also the first time we've heard about the money he's given him. But he's like,
Because
I heard you took that $10,000 I gave you and bought some blow. He's like, well, I'm a fucked up brother. I'm the fuck up. I thought I could turn it around and make some more money.
I mean,
This happens so many times in this movie where they set up a conversation between two characters, and then those two characters meet, don't have that conversation,
Right.
and then later in the film they have the conversation.
Yeah, it's
The
like
same
hold
thing
off.
happens with Nicolas Cage.
yeah.
Yes. And I also love the fact that the movie is constantly, again, underscoring for the stupid or the hearing impaired. I don't know what that means, but basically they have Jonathan Scheck's character going, I'm the fuck up brother.
Yeah.
You're the perfect brother.
Yeah.
Do people go around there saying things like that? I mean, I don't
Well-
meet up with friends and going, I'm the fat older guy. You're the younger thin guy. I mean, I'm not doing that. It's like, what the fuck is that?
Speaking as your fat old, I mean, that's something that drives me insane in movies in general. You see this even in good stuff where they go like, "As your brother, I have to tell you." I'm like, oh,
I know.
I work so hard to not have characters say things like that in the things I write.
To avoid
so-
on the nose dialogue
anything
is
like
one.
Yeah.
that. And
Most
I
important
get that
you
you
can-
need to be clear about relationships and stuff, but it's just like
Put in a
well,
little
I'm-
bit
Well,
more
you can
work.
look at pretty Adrian Grenier, who's still a very attractive young man, and then you look at Jonathan Scheck, who is he's bulked up, he's got the stubble,
Yeah.
he's got the tattoos. Did we need to have it underlined as to who's been the troublemaker
Yeah.
and who's the perfect little guy?
Yeah. And like we said, these are I think they are good actors, but like it is tough. I mean, Shaq is giving as much as he can, but when he is going, I'm the fuck up. What do you expect? I'm your fuck up brother. You know.
To tell you the truth, this movie has two good performances in it, and one is Cage being Cage, and one is Jonathan Shaq.
Yeah.
He is trying, and he's good.
Yeah.
He gives it some shadings as well because we see him struggling with his poor impulses, and then
I think
caring for everybody. And
I think with Grenier, the problem isn't that Grenier's a bad actor; it's that this character is so just the white knight in this thing, and just like I'm the good guy that there's no levels to play for him.
Nope.
Nothing.
Just,
until that late turn where it's not even a jump. All it is I will do what I have to protect.
Yeah. Well, then it's just like now I'm action
but then
guy.
he's trying to like. I've got to do ugly things. I'm going to have to shoot Eddie King. But
it's not a struggle.
No, it's not a struggle.
He's not struggling with the morality of it at all.
He's like, I've been forced into it. I will take lives.
That's what the better version of this movie is.
I will commit murder.
I will commit murder
ever.
That's what the better version
and then
of this movie is.
I'll just have a barbecue after.
Oh,
I don't sleep badly at all.
No, yeah, it's too. But I'm saying that the better version of this movie is I have to sink into the underworld deeper and deeper to save my brother. And usually what these movies have, and this movie could have used this because it would help explain stuff, is if they had been doing crime together at some point and Grenier left. So then, like you're talking about, Listman, like the skills, the knowledge of the weapons and stuff would make more sense. And then it's like, I have to go back to that life that I told. Then that could bring the wife into the plot a little bit more and going like, I told you. I mean, this is all stock stuff, but it's stock stuff for a reason. There is inherently dramatic ideas to go, I put those, and these movies love a scene where a guy gets his guns back, right? Like, I mean, they can't resist that John Wick
an axe
moment
to the floorboard. After
John Wick, we've seen several movies that have people ripping up the floors and getting their guns back, and I'm just going like, Jesus Christ, you're all just doing John Wick now.
Which Wick was it where it's not just floorboards, he has to go under concrete?
It's the first one.
That is the first one.
Yeah, he goes into the garage with the sledgehammer and he breaks through the cement.
I was like, man, that guy was serious about burying his past.
He really was.
Having to literally deal with masonry.
And I've never seen any of the other attempts to do that. Have never had the gravitas of that. It's never been as cool as Keanu with the sledgehammer. But no, well, the other thing is, like, I know you're not a Keanu fan, particularly Brendan, but Keanu is good at this type of movie. He would be so much better in this thing.
No, I like him a lot. It's when he's miscast.
Yes.
I like him a lot
we've
at things that he's good in. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Matrix and the Wick films and all that, I'm like,
yeah.
And Bill and Ted. I mean, when you cast him right, he's exactly
I've
great.
said this. When people talk about him being a bad actor, I don't think he's a bad actor. I think he is misused in movies.
Yes.
And he doesn't have a wide range.
No, but
he doesn't have a lot.
When he's in his pocket, he's one of the best at doing those kind of movies.
Yeah, definitely. And he's always been a compelling presence, and he's always been just a very interesting screen.
And I will say, I think that's what kept. I think Grenier is a fine actor, but I think that kind of is what kept him from. He doesn't have that next star quality. He doesn't have that Keanu.
I never really. I mean, because I watched Entourage,
me too.
Or at least maybe 4 seasons.
I mean, 15-year-old me thought Entourage ruled.
Sure. And that's a pretty good ensemble cast. Yeah. But Grenier, he had the same thing there. He was meant to be the young, pretty one at the center, but really what made that show watchable was everyone around him. Well, he was just a pretty nothing at the center with all these characters
But
around.
He was at the center, but I felt like watching that show, Kevin Connolly really became the main
That's what
character.
I'm saying.
Yeah, right? Like, he was the more interesting. He was really the lead, even though Grenier was the pretty one.
Right.
But he was the one who actually grounded the show. I didn't ask you guys this at the beginning, but do you want to take a guess how much this movie cost?
Oh.
Now that we're about halfway through the movie here and getting into this, what do you think they spent on this thing?
Oh, that's
more
a
recent
great
movie,
question.
2017. I do have the budget here.
I'm going to go with 20 mil.
20 mil. Brendan says 20 mil. Listman?
I'm gonna say 12 million.
12 million. Listman,
Yeah.
I mean, you're both over, so, but,
Oh wow.
but Listman, you were closer, so at 10 million.
Technically.
10 million.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that seems about right.
They got these guys cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it
Yeah.
helps
I mean-
when you have them work a day, and I think Cage probably only worked 2 or 3 days, probably, right? I mean, he's
Yeah.
in it more than
Yeah.
Cusack, but he's still sporadic.
You got your money's worth.
Oh, I mean, I will say that. I mean, that is why this month is not as much of a slog as some of our others. Cage delivers, man. He said that about, he goes, now that he's out of them and he's looking back on his straight-to-video stuff, he's going, I took him for the money, but I never phoned it in.
Yeah, no.
And he never did. We've seen him in several movies now, Listman, and even when the movies are bad, he's never phoning in. He is trying his best. Sometimes, though, you just can't get past the script. You just can't.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, it's always the script. Every single time.
It's the script.
It's like, why is this so bad? It's always the script. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
in the
always
case of this, like
yeah.
we said, the director is competent, and
Yeah.
some of the scenes are shot nicely if you had taken off the sickly green
Yeah.
or blue
Yes.
filters.
That the
Um,
overuse of filters, because editing programs have made it so easy to just click and put a filter on everything.
And if you had leaned into the director, like let's say it's at lunch and they're at the craft service truck or whatever, and you just lean over and you just go, "Hey, the slow mo is cool.
Yeah.
How about limit yourself like
Let's-
2 times
Yeah.
during the last battle?"
Let's
It would be very effective. Instead of any time action happens,
yeah.
put in the slow mo. That was I'm like, that's such an
Sure.
amateur-y thing.
I like. Oh,
Yeah.
this is something I did think about. Listman is like, this is what we would have made when we were 16. All the blood and slow motion. This is the kind of stuff we
Yes.
were making
Yes.
as teenagers obsessed with Hong Kong action and the
Oh, we would have
Boondock
thought it was the
Saints.
coolest shit too.
We would have
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
loved
of
this
course.
movie because everything we watched was like this. I feel like when we were
Yeah.
teenagers, we loved a guy pumping a shotgun in slow motion and somebody's head exploding, and like it was all like, yeah.
I will say that when
Metal.
Cage kills his brother,
Yeah.
and you guys will have to walk me through what exactly he did, because that was confusing to me. It looked
Yeah.
like he just 5 fingers of death the guy because he had no weapon. It looked
Yeah.
like, did he just reach into the man's chest because of the amount of
The-
blood?
I think he just beat him to death.
Or
Isn't that
the
the
arsenal,
implication?
right?
Yeah.
But he does his hand specifically like this.
Yeah.
And
he
then
does.
brings it down and then brings it up and it's still in that form. I'm like,
Well, he
Didn't he
clenches
drive his
when it's going
fingers?
down.
Ah.
Is what he does.
well,
So
I'll
he
say this
raises
though,
up like for
that-
dramatic effect.
that
But
amount
yeah.
of blood would not be associated with a beating death.
Oh, absolutely
The
But I will
blood in
say-
this movie. There's so much blood in this movie.
Yeah, I will say that if that had been the only slow mo segment, it would have been kind of worth it because he did frame a few of those shots
Yeah.
were really
No, at that
awesome.
point,
Like
when
the
that
framing of it was awesome, and then the close up of Nicholas's necklace, his like rosary beads or whatever, while they're flipping, but of course you're also seeing how much of a wig it is. Like,
Yeah.
the wig is like barely
'cause
hanging on.
the other
'cause he's
thing
just going down.
the other thing is when you're shooting that fast and you're increasing the frame rate, details also become much clearer. So
Oh man,
things like-
every globule of
Yeah.
fake blood that's like right
Yeah.
in the close up, you're like, good God.
But
I
that's,
mean, it's
but
so
that's where you get the
deep.
details of how fake this hair is as well.
Yes, and
Like,
that nose.
I do
And that-
think the
the
blood
nose.
sprays and stuff in the slow motion look really good. Yeah.
It
Well,
looked
'cause we're so
really
used
good.
to
It was
CG
like I
blood
said.
spray.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh no,
Yeah.
the blood spray in this was really, they spent the money there too.
Yeah.
yeah.
But it is so over the top. Now, when people's heads are being blown up, I'm like, that's like I know. But
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, that looks accurate
Yeah.
to me. But things like him beating a guy to death, I'm like going, Jesus, unless his brother just had like packets of blood under his shirt or something, because it's an unreal
Well,
amount that's coming up.
It's very much
Fountain.
And it's hard to watch any crime thing these days and not see the influence, but it's very Tarantino, right? The amount of blood
Sure.
Yeah.
is this
Yeah.
over the top operatic level of
Yeah.
blood, and especially when it's in slow motion and the opera music is playing and it's
Yeah.
all just like but like I said, I will take this over the checked out directors. You know what I mean? Like, this is a guy who's trying. You can feel he's going, this is gonna be cool.
Compared to the stuff you guys are normally watching for this podcast, I thought this would have been. I know that you're sitting there going, "Oh, oh my god!"
Somebody involved in the production thought it was cool. At least we can say.
Like I said, I am happy to keep watching Stephen C. Miller movies because both this and Line of Duty they're not good because the scripts in particular are bad, but he does seem to be trying to make movies of some quality. He does seem to be going with the limited budget and this weak script, but always a good cast. He had Aaron Eckhart in Line of Duty.
Oh no, I looked at his movies. He always gets a name or two, and I'm like, I don't know how.
He just needs to focus on getting a better script.
Well, he needs better writers.
Yeah, he's not a writer, but you know,
So no, he did. I think didn't he write and direct the one before?
Oh, maybe he wrote, directed Marauders.
Marauders.
Yeah.
I think I read that in the trivia.
He might have. I don't know. He did not write this or.
No, he did not. This was by the creator of $1, your favorite show, I think.
I think that's right.
You bought the box set.
Yes, of course. I bought the box set of that streaming show.
$1.
Yeah. Okay, back to this. So obviously the cocaine gets stolen, which then becomes that's where he goes, you spent the money I gave you on cocaine, and he goes, yeah, and it doesn't even matter now because I'm the fuck up, and the cocaine's gone, man. I mean, I'm turning him into Cage but it is like the cocaine's gone, man. It's all gone. Oh shit.
Yeah. And they do some action-y things. I mean, obviously, like the brother goes, he's like, I recognized your car. Like, he goes after the guys who stole the coke.
I wrote down, I just described the scene as a toilet interrogation. He's dunking the guy's head in the toilet.
Man, I'm sorry. After Big Lebowski, there should never be another POV of a face in a toilet.
Yeah.
Don't bother. I mean, you could just show and you hear someone blah, 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 and then pull them up. But when you do the POV shot, I'm like, no, I'm expecting him to go like, so where's the money, Lebowski? Might be down there. I just need a better look. You know, I'm just waiting for that.
Yeah.
But also, he beats that guy with an aluminum baseball bat so hard and so frequently. And in this case, restraint from the director. That guy would have had mountains of blood and broken bones. Instead, they just show him cowering on the floor. I'm like, not the way that monster is hitting you with an aluminum baseball bat.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he doesn't get the money back himself. And now Adrian Grenier is like, oh, God, the money's gone.
And then he goes to see Cage. Shaq does. And I don't know. Cage didn't give him did Cage give him the drugs? Cage just goes, I think you owe me money.
I got the impression it was something that happened in the past.
Yeah, but it's weird that this isn't directly connected to this. So now it's just going like, well, because he's going, if you need money and I need money, have I got a plan for us?
Yeah.
Boy. So there's a theme with these Nicolas Cage movies where the villains of the movies are doing an incredible amount of violence for truly a pittance of
well, what
money.
Is it here? It's
like
$350,000.
And then he haggles himself down to 200,000.
Yes,
which I thought was hilarious.
All right,
and it does say like someone in one of the reviews that just bugged them so much. It's in one of the IMDb reviews. Is like going, that was pointless. Why does he talk himself down? It's like why lessen the stakes?
Yeah,
that's just not something a writer would do, or just in real life. Maybe in real life, criminals that were desperate would go, look, okay, 200,000. Can you put that together? You've got 48 hours.
But it does seem like Cage has all the power in the scene. So why?
Well,
it is interesting the idea that the brother of Eddie King comes to town to essentially kill his own brother because of this weird thing. Like,
because
how dare you
the
kidnap
mob,
a guy?
Well, the mob is not happy about that. It's a bad look for them to be doing essentially what they see as a petty crime that could draw needless attention, which they're not wrong.
Not wrong, but it is sort of like the extreme thing of, well, you fucked up, so I'm gonna kill you, brother.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing too. It's a big jump, we don't know what their relationship is all, but it is like, I'm gonna go murder my brother. That's kind of a big deal. It's it's the whole dilemma of the end of Godfather Part 2, actually.
Oh yeah,
it's a big deal that he has to kill Fredo.
Oh, Fredo!
Spoilers for that movie from almost 50 years ago now.
Wait a minute.
What? Hold on.
Yeah.
Why weren't the brothers working together from the beginning? I guess.
Well, no, they're out.
Why was the relationship not like established earlier on in the film?
Yeah, or just mention. I mean, they do say that they, that the mob here. It's like Eddie King. He's real mob. He's got connections in New Orleans and New York, and so the brother is out of New Orleans because he mentioned the Big Easy. So it makes sense. Yeah. But you might want to drop a mention of him before he literally shows up within a minute outside the place, going, "Hey, let's talk." And you're like, oh, I guess the brother's a character.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so weird. The brother just shows up in the middle of this movie. By the way, Christopher Coppola, not only Nicolas Cage's real-life brother, but the director of the aforementioned Deadfall.
Yes.
Oh, director? I thought he just wrote it.
No, he wrote and directed Deadfall. Because they did talk about I remember him talking about that Cage came in with that hairpiece and mustache and the sunglasses, and he was like, I don't know about this. And Cage was like, it's gonna be great, bro.
Yeah, and then they just said, whatever you want, Nick.
Yeah. Well, because I do think a lot of his brothers, that movie getting made was, I can get my brother to be in it who's a big star.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so it is like, so I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. Which apparently the aforementioned Coen Brothers with Big Lebowski, that was kind of the chafing on the set of Raising Arizona, from what I gather, was he goes, this is great, but what if I sprinkle in some of my own dialogue? And they were like, no. And so
we're kind of known for our dialogue. So
I will say that whatever balance was struck, it's still golden.
He said, he said it's a great movie, but I was very limited on it. I felt very, reined in.
Well, then write your own movie, Nick.
Yeah.
Ooh, snap!
Yeah,
Listman's coming hard at Nicolas Cage. Write your own goddamn movie.
Pull a Ben Affleck, okay?
Yeah.
You piece of shit.
I don't think
fucking meat puppet.
Cage has never written anything. I think he just sort of adds in stuff.
Yeah.
But like that improves movies like The Rock or Con Air, which I think are kind of stock screenplays that he can then add some personality to.
Yeah. I think he has a brain that will, I mean, maybe it needs to be reined in a little bit, but yeah, he will create interesting characters.
Well, we did Vampire's Kiss over on the Monsters podcast on that performance.
Classic.
Talk about choices that are being made that will be talked about for the rest of time.
That in some ways this is verging into Vampire's Kiss territory, this movie.
Well, sort of. But it's by contrast of what he's up against. This is not a world that you think Eddie King walks through, because it's such a boring world. And you're like, Eddie King is the most unique human being.
It's true. That's what I'm saying. I could have used more of that kind of eccentricity in the rest of the film.
Yeah. Yes.
Give the whole movie
That'd
this
be
kind
great.
of life.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do some character work for the other characters.
Because I think a movie it's interesting because it's also a Southern noir. A movie where I think it does work, and with Cage, is Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans, where he is this eccentric figure walking through an eccentric world, though, too.
Yes.
The world around him fits his performance.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, that's made by one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, Werner Herzog. That may have something to do with it.
Might. I thought it was weird at the end, though, when he gets eaten by the bear.
I did.
That was the part I didn't.
But you don't see it. You just see Werner Herzog react to it and go,
Herzog,
so
this
horrible.
Earphones on and going, this is terrible.
Absolutely.
No one should ever hear this.
Yeah. I that's my favorite part of Grizzly Man because it's also, but I am so broken and jaded it will not affect me.
Yeah, this is
I can
awful,
handle-
and I'm
I'm-
sorry I listened to it.
Only Werner Herzog can handle this.
I am taking this upon myself for you. I am like Christ.
So they call Adrian Grenier and they say, "We've got your brother, and if you don't give us the money," and by the way, 3 days, that's not much of a ticking clock for a movie. As far 3 days to get.
Well, if you're
350
talking about 300,000,
no, I understand, but it just feels like in terms of like the tension of a film, I think of 24 hours or something like that, but instead it's like you got a week and a half to get us the money. No, it's like to get $350,000 or we're gonna kill your brother. And almost immediately he goes to his business partner and goes, "All right, liquidate everything, destroy the business, undo us
This is
financially."
a weird subplot that they kept going back to.
Very weird subplot. But also I just like that it's just like, let's not look into the I'm just go, ruin my entire life and my family's fortune and everything, because I gotta get my brother back. And even Cusack is going, this might be Mikey doing this though, like, right? Like,
well, I like that when he gets the phone call, that's the voice modulated phone call saying, "We have your brother.
Yeah.
We want this money." I like that the first thing Adrian Grenier goes, "Mikey?"
yeah. he does.
Like his immediate thought is, "My brother is scamming me." His immediate thought. And then they try to keep that as like a plot.
Yes.
They try to keep that as like a doubt.
A thread, yeah.
Like he's been working because Cusack does say, is like, "Man, haven't you thought that this is probably Eddie King and Mikey trying to scam you?"
Right.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, "I can't take that chance.
Yeah.
I have to sell everything I own, empty out the business. I have to sell my daughter to human traffickers so I can get my brother back."
What does his business partner do at the end of the movie? Does he actually injure himself for insurance money, or does he fake it?
What happened? It just we cut back to the it's the next day, and he's in a neck brace, going, "I got your money."
It's so weird because the whole thing is that I mean, as a plot, sure, a plot device where he comes in saying, "Do you have the money?" He goes, "Well, here's the thing. You wouldn't have found out, but I invested in a property on your behalf with your money, which is why I can't liquidate right now. But it was going to pay off really well. Oops, sorry."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Do what you have to do." So what he had to do involved a neck brace. But was it something where he basically went to whoever the property,
it has
and then
to be
it's
something like that, right? Because it can't be an insurance thing that wouldn't pay out.
They wouldn't pay out immediately.
Right.
So he didn't throw himself in front of a truck or anything.
Although
so
that would have
I
been a
guess
funny
he got
scene.
beat up by the people who
I think
the
that's what
property owners.
I was so baffled though, and the movie does nothing to indicate what it is.
It does not care.
It is
It
up
does
to
not.
No,
your
but it's supposed to
imagination.
be something quasi noble because Adrian Grenier is like going, "You did what you had to do, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Like we're
Oh,
square." And you're like, "What did you do?"
We're
On
not. You're not
Fall off a
square.
ladder
Yeah.
and got instantly like $300,000.
You're welcome, Vinny Chase. I'll never be able
really-
to turn my head again, but I got you your money.
Good luck on that Aquaman movie.
Say hi to Jim Cameron for me. It's so dumb. So yeah. So he
Meanwhile,
immediately
I'm
goes
waiting for anybody, even this side character, to have a Mississippi accent. Nope.
No.
Well, how about the character who could have here when Cusack goes, "Hey, I know a guy who will tell if this is legitimate. This guy's been undercover for years." Which I love. This is such a movie idea that anyone would be undercover for, quote, years. That is not a thing.
No, it has happened.
But
you
it
hear about
happened
people embedded with like the Hells Angels and stuff.
But that's
and whatever.
that's like federal investigations, and it happened like once to Donnie Brasco. Like,
but I also love the whole thing that when they meet this guy, he's apparently just been undercover with like local criminals.
Yeah.
So he looks like a biker dude.
Yeah.
But I love when they meet this guy, he is like, "Well, here's the thing."
Yeah.
Like he has no
Yeah.
rough edge, and I appreciate maybe he's such a really good actor when he's with the scum of the earth.
Yeah.
But when he meets with Cusack, he's like going, this does seem to be legitimate. You know,
Yeah, like he's gonna start by going like, yeah, that's right, fellas. We're gonna go down and burn the whole place down. Then Cusack does
but
like,
Cusack then slides him. He goes, "This will take the edge off."
yeah, and he's like, well, at 0200 hours, I observed some suspects entering a, like,
By the way, thank you for the drugs. I do need a bump. It's being undercover is very tough.
This is listen, we watched Stone Cold just the other week. Talk about undercover bikers. We watched a whole movie about it the other week. So
yes,
Undercover
and that was
bikers.
it was an incredibly realistic portrayal.
I gotta say,
as far as I understand,
Stone Cold is still one of my absolute favorite movies we've watched on this show.
It's up there. It's up there.
Stone Cold. It is.
I hate
so
to see you guys fight.
much fun.
Just
Oh
agree
my
to disagree
God,
and move on.
That movie is so much fun. Talk about an actor in the villain role making that movie work. Lance Henriksen in that. Oh, he's so
Another
good.
person who, because he made up all of his dialogue for that movie.
He did. They
similar
did
to this
say he
film.
actually
Yeah.
improvised all of his dialogue in that movie, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's pretty close to that for Cage in this thing.
So it feels like it.
This guy offers basically no help though, so what does it matter?
Yeah.
I forgot the scene happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another scene where they go to Mikey's house and this junkie guy breaks in and they like throw him to the ground. Cusack's got a gun on him, but this guy doesn't have much information. The detective work in this movie is really unimportant to the plot.
Yeah, that guy didn't know anything, if I'm not mistaken.
No, so
he was just a random junkie.
Because my note is just, what was the point of that scene?
Yeah, really. It was more about trying to get the package of drugs back, I think.
Yeah.
Or they're talking about, it's like, well, the guy he said that took the drugs, that probably handed him over to Eddie King or whatever. They're trying to piece together how he ended up at Eddie's, and they're like, it's this guy called what was his name? Rusty. He's a redhead guy, Rusty.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh yeah, I know that ginger fuck.
Yeah. It's the only time Cusack has a gun in the movie, so I don't know. That's,
Oh, when they go into the house, he has a gun.
That's this scene.
Oh, well, it's after they talk to this guy. Yes.
Yeah.
Then they break into the house, and then...
yeah, but they don't really learn anything there. The only information they get is, well, the mob wouldn't sign off on something this stupid.
Yeah, that is planting that seed. It's like, boy, that seems like a really risky, stupid thing for the organized crime. Now, if it was a bunch of meth heads, sure, but no.
Well, I do love the scene where Grenier goes and questions Jonathan Schaech's ex-wife, and she goes, I don't know, that asshole probably is in on this. Anyway, I can't find my daughter since she went out the other night with those meth head friends of hers.
Yeah, which is just cue Adrian Grenier, I'm going to get my niece back.
Well, so here's, when you talk about the structure of this movie, they go... no mobster would get on board with this kidnapping plan. In fact, they would think it's stupid. The next scene, hey, my daughter's missing. The next scene, Cage's brother shows up to kill him for that, and then the scene after that is Grenier rescuing his niece. So it's 2 setup scenes and then the 2 payoff scenes immediately following it.
Yeah, exactly. That is construction 101.
Yeah, because let's talk about Cage's brother shows up, played by his real life brother Christopher Coppola. And he takes him. I think this is my favorite scene in the movie, though, because he takes him into this plastic room, and Cage sees it, and immediately Cage is like, "Oh no, come on, man!" Like,
again, Cage is the reason to watch any of this shit, and I do like this because it is a little. It's very much Miller's Crossing kind of thing, because he walks, he's like going, "What's the name of his brother? What is like
Buddy?"
But he's like. Buddy, really?
Yeah.
Really, buddy? It's gonna be this? You're gonna kill me now?
Yeah.
And he's like, turn around. He's like, oh, what, you gotta fuck me first?
Yeah, I wrote that
down. And he's just doing kind of the, I'm crying, buddy, why?
Meanwhile, what Buddy does not know is that Cage has got one of his henchmen outside who kills the guy watching the door and then bursts into the room here to save Cage.
And this is the Cornrow Man? Is that?
Yes,
am I mistaken?
Cornrow Man, who's the oddly sympathetic henchman guy.
Which leads to nothing.
I know. Again, you would have thought that maybe because he and Mikey apparently know each other pretty damn well. And you're like, a little setup for that would have been nice because there's a deep regret when he has to beat on Mikey, and then when Mikey stabs him, it's like, I'm so sorry, dude.
Well, and there's also the scene where he's talking to him and he goes, man, you gotta let me go, all right? Eddie's gone insane, all right? He's not thinking rationally. And I thought he's gonna convince him, and that's how he's gonna get out, is this guy. No.
That would make sense structurally.
No, he found a screw, and he's been using the screw behind his back the whole time to cut through his ropes.
Yeah. And then, we get the slow motion.
And then he escapes and looks like Wolverine coming out of that thing. And then that scene ends up, he stabs the other guy and then gets knocked out and gets tied back up.
Gets put back in the exact same location.
You're like, okay, that was
yet another pointless scene. There's about 6 or 7 totally pointless scenes in this movie.
Yeah.
Because actually the plot of the movie is pretty boring. Like, it is just, they take Jonathan Schaech and ransom him to Adrian Grenier, and then Grenier's trying to get the money, and Schaech is trying to escape, and that's basically the plot.
And then after the escape attempt, and like, we got to get the money from the dude, at that point it's like, then you have Eddie King going, we got to up the stakes a little.
Yeah.
And that just leads to the niece getting abducted as well.
And, wouldn't you know it, Listman, it's not an Action Chef movie without at least the implied threat of rape.
They don't show anything, thank God.
No, once again, implied threat, but he's going like, I wouldn't do anything with her. She's very pretty, but she's too young. He's like, but then again, maybe she's just the right age.
Well, I mean, this movie's making some great judgments on people, because again, even Adrian Grenier's perfect wife hates the brother's family when they come over for dinner, like, God damn it. And it is Mikey going, you fucking whore, and your daughter is like, her grades,
she's not wrong. It's not just like, well, they're poor, they are awful,
they are trash people. And then what Cage is saying, and what Eddie King says about the niece is, he goes, not only the young, but he goes, pretty girl. I mean, not my kind. He's like, kind of trashy.
Yeah.
Kind of a whorish, trashy piece. And, she's also young. Not too young, though. We could probably get some use out of her.
Yeah. It's just like, we're gonna throw her, we're gonna turn her out, man.
Yeah.
And this is, by the way, the big conversation scene in the seafood restaurant.
It's not clear.
No, I think it's a rib joint,
or I think it's like
a barbecue place.
By the way, just as a note for Cage has got 30 years on his current wife. 30 years older. So
but she'll catch up.
No judgment really, except for I think we've talked about this before. I just can't fathom the idea of being in a relationship with an age gap that huge.
An age gap almost equivalent to our ages, John. Is that what you're saying? Like a full-grown adult human being, like lifetimes worth of age difference?
I just feel like.
In my when I was about 40, I worked at a store and had a pretty big crush on, and fairly reciprocal with a young woman who was 19 years younger than I. And we did not date. And the whole reason was, I was sitting there going, I can't.
Yeah.
Even though there's this kind of connection and we both vibe on each other, I'm like going, that's just too much.
Yeah.
And I think 10 years on either side, it's not about whether the connection's real. Right. It's just your frames of reference are so totally
exactly.
off.
That's
what will you talk about?
Yeah. Have you ever seen
what
that?
Did Soon Yi and Woody? What did Soon Yi and Woody talk about?
Well, don't say what did they. They're still together.
I know, but I mean, he's going to be going, it reminds me of the old, the Harold Lloyd comedies. And she's like going, I have no idea what you're talking about.
But that, I'm sure she does, because I'm sure he's making her watch Blu-rays of, you see, the thing about the Marx Brothers is they were very clever with the wordplay.
She was brought up watching, like, Disney's Gummy Bears and stuff like that. I mean, she's of that generation, like a Tailspin when it first started.
She's a very sophisticated girl. But as we know, he always kind of liked that idea, right? Obviously, is
yes,
it's all over his movies. Is the idea? Of
Oh,
sort of
it's
being
all
the,
over.
the boyfriend / mentor.
Yeah. I will
Anyway.
teach you all the things that will make you worth talking to.
Yep. All right. Let's see here. So, when he gets on the phone with Grenier and he goes, and then when this is over, we can go to the arcade and play some video games. And then we get this whole like Batman-y What did he mean by that? How could that?
Yeah,
He never
this is-
gave me any money for arcade.
JP asks Eddie with the distorted voice.
Well, although it's
he's
clearly
like, I want to
Cage.
talk to my brother.
Yeah.
I need proof of life.
Yeah.
They already sent him the Polaroids to show him all beat up.
Yeah.
But he's like, I need to talk to him, make sure he's still alive. So give him the phone, and Eddie goes, you tell him anything.
Yeah.
It's like you try to give him some sort of clue or whatever, or tell him not to come, you're dead, and your family's dead.
Yeah.
So they give him the phone, and he just goes, I'm all right, man. Don't worry about me. Just do what he asks. Give him the money. And when we get out of here, we'll go play some video games. And that's supposed to be the big clue
Yeah.
for Adrian Grenier, for JP. And then JP, as you're saying, he's like going, what did he mean by that? And Cusack's going, what did he mean by that? He
Yeah.
goes, well, after school, we used to play video games at the arcade. And the one time that he gave me quarters to go play by myself was him trying to protect me from something bad.
Mhm.
So maybe he's telling me that this is going to go badly for me, that I will be shot if I go there,
Yeah.
and that he'll kill me even if I bring the money. I'm like,
Yeah.
these are big jumps all the way. Like the thing I was thinking is like, isn't he just trying to tell you where he is
Yeah.
in the place that
That would
that
make a lot of
Eddie-
sense.
Eddie King
One of my-
always does his business?
One of my favorite lines
Uh-huh.
in the movie, though, is after he says, we're going to play some video games. Cage hangs up the phone. He goes, video games. What a pussy.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Eddie
Okay.
King.
yeah, great guy. A couple of
seemed
things. So
unnecessary.
one, love this Black Dynamite sort of
Yes.
uncovering the clues.
Or
scene.
Batman 66 going like, video games, meaning this.
Or
that,
Adam
right?
West
Like,
Batman.
yeah.
Yeah, very much in that.
The like huge jumps in logic to make
right,
discoveries. Yeah.
right, exactly. So my question is: so we've got the arcade and we've got them playing baseball together.
Yeah.
these two things to represent their childhood together.
Yes.
Why not just have it be one thing? Why not instead of both baseball and the arcade, just make it one thing that unifies them together? They're so different in so many ways,
Yeah.
but they have this one thing that they share that they love doing together.
Well, it
you
seems
know?
like the baseball is more important than the video games until now, because we see them play baseball, we see them go to baseball. The movie will end with them playing baseball, but then also there's this video game stuff too.
It could have been as simple as they've never been to an arcade, and so him saying we're going to go to the arcade again. It's like, we never went to the arcade. Like
That must be
doesn't-
where he
something's
is.
off.
They could have made this so much simpler.
Yeah,
They're
It-
keeping him at the old abandoned arcade.
right.
Done.
no, yeah,
No,
none of that.
None of that will matter at
No, it
No.
just means that, and also, what kind of clue is that anyway? Anyone with half a brain would be thinking these kinds of hostage negotiations usually it's like money's delivered. Yeah, well, you're in danger as well, and you will probably be offed. You're not going to get your brother back. He's either already going to be dead or you'll both be killed together. That's really not much of a clue.
No.
It
Yeah.
would be just like common sense. So thanks,
Yes.
bro. Thanks,
Yeah.
bro.
Also, you want to talk about a pointless scene? What about when Grenier finds the ex-wife OD'd on pills?
Oh God,
That
right.
And
that comes to
then
nothing.
no hospital.
No, runs
Nope.
right
her-
back to
take
his
you to
house.
your house and stuff your fingers down her throat so she throws up. Get a bucket, honey. We're
What?
gonna take care of our
Well,
sister-in-law.
Also, if he was going to do that, why did he drive her to his house before making her
know.
vomit?
I know
Well, because he
wasting
wanted his
precious
wife
time.
to do all the work.
Yeah.
you know.
there's that, and they're such trash people. They didn't have a bucket at that house.
God damn. You don't
Well, they
even
had
have
a bucket, but it was
JP's
also
like
the
going,
toilet.
We've got a bucket. Yeah, I'm gonna take her home.
Yeah. Here, honey, can you take care of my half-dead sister-in-law? Jesus Christ.
You're my half-dead sister-in-law.
I
I'm
gotta-
go rescue my brother.
He says,
and my
he says,
niece.
get
I'm
a
going to go
bucket.
commit a multiple
Well, that's-
homicide.
he
Don't
goes,
even worry about
he goes, get a bucket, because apparently this is the final straw, too. Like, they seem to connect. She's OD'd, and he's like, that's it. Somebody needs to take care of Eddie King. And Cusack.
I also want to emphasize that he has not rescued the niece. You don't actually see the niece ever get
That's true.
rescued.
No.
That is
Uh,
true.
No.
So she
you
is
don't.
taken, and then they kill everybody involved
And then I
without
guess-
finding out where she is.
Yeah. I
Uh,
Oh,
which
that's
seems-
right.
Yeah, I
That
guess-
thread is actually never picked up, but we see her
No.
at the barbecue.
We do
So we
see her at
know-
the barbecue. Yeah,
And she's going to start working on her grades and not hang around with meth heads anymore.
yeah.
JP saves everybody.
Saves everyone.
He,
Yeah,
he-
exactly.
he kills the bad people,
Yeah.
and now Biloxi, Mississippi is an
It's
idol.
free of
It's
crime.
it's a utopia.
It's an oasis.
Well, because
you
I
know,
like
yeah.
that Cusack's like, you can't just go in there. He's heavily protected. You're gonna get killed. And Grenier's like, I love my brother. I got to do this. And Cusack's
Yeah.
just like, eh.
You want to come with? I can't.
I actually thought,
Man.
you know what would have been if Cusack was actually in this movie and it mattered anyway. Have Cusack rescue the niece while Grenier and the brother fight.
Or it becomes the pair of them go in, and
Yeah.
then it's the three of them. But of course, you would need to make Eddie's group. I do like. Okay, it's
Well,
not,
by the way, Eddie's so well protected. I think he's got 2 or 3 guys.
well,
maybe?
You're right,
I
yeah.
actually appreciated that. If nothing else, they were being realistic. You could say cheap as well,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I mean, essentially, Cusack does say is like, "Are you prepared to go in there and deal with 3 or 4 guys?"
Yeah.
And so Cusack's character sets us up.
Well, he's
for,
putting the
it's
weight
not
on-
going to be a huge fight.
He's just
It's
putting the
3 or
weight
4
on.
guys.
You're gonna kill people, though.
Yeah. He's
Right.
like,
Killing
are you
anyone
okay
is
doing
tough.
that?
Yeah, right, exactly. And
And he is. Why would there be a problem with it? His brother's in danger.
he turns
Yeah.
into a fucking killing machine when he comes in there. That thing where he shoots the guy in the head and then like flips the shotgun around. You're like, where the you can't just do that. I couldn't
shoots-
just do that.
When he
John,
shoots the
you
guy,
obviously didn't grow up in the South.
Brendan,
very
you could do
different
that.
culturally.
We
should-
Yeah.
practice that all the time.
I mean, like I said, okay, he grew up in the South. I could maybe go, he knows how to use a gun. But for some reason,
Right.
this
We know
guy's
how
got
to
like,
shoot, drop down, cut someone's Achilles tendon.
yeah, all of a sudden he turns into John Wick, like out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
this did feel a little John Wick-esque to me, obviously.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
like I said, basically any action we made after that movie, you can't not see the influence of John Wick. It's such a complete. We talked about this every decade or so. Keanu Reeves needs to make a movie that redefines action movies, and then everyone
Right.
will rip it off. It happened with Speed. It happened with The Matrix. Now it's happening with John Wick. It's just like whatever Keanu's up to, everybody's gonna rip that off.
yeah.
I just find that funny. He's always setting the tone. What's Keanu got out? We could do that.
God, it's gonna be sad when he retires from action movies. You know.
I think it did backfire a little with the Lake House. We had that big run of
I got
action films where people were
We're living.
We're
2
sending
years
letters
apart.
through
We're
time.
sending letters through time.
That movie.
That got to be such
By the
a
way,
such a
that
sticking
movie,
point.
I saw that movie. That movie is so weird. That is a very weird movie. Like, not
Sure.
just that. I mean, like, it's a cute idea, right? For like, oh, they're sending each other letters through. But it's like, then it's like he's gonna die and she has to save him. And, oh, it's very weird. And then it's
Yeah.
a very weird movie.
And yet you have the 4K. It's right behind you. I see it.
Well,
right
I
there.
just have the Keanu collection, obviously.
It's directed by David Lynch, right? Am I mistaken?
Oh,
on
I
that?
would love The Lake House by David Lynch. David
I would
Lynch
love
is-
a romantic, like, go ahead and do a full romantic film, David Lynch.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And actually, I feel
I mean,
like
you could say Mulholland Drive was,
Well.
but I'm just
uh,
embrace the genre, David.
actually-
Let's see what you do.
you know, I actually feel like Keanu would be good in a David Lynch movie. I think he would.
Sure.
Because I mean, almost similar to a Kyle MacLachlan. There's that sort of, ethereal, almost alien quality to him that I think Lynch could do something with. Anyway, we just keep going away from this movie because what is there really to... Let's talk about this final shootout, which Listman does have one of my favorite things ever in one of these movies, which is the slow motion shot of the pellets of a shotgun going into a guy's balls.
A guy's ball as he's like in the air.
He's in the air and he's got his legs spread out, and you just follow the blast of the shotgun as the pellets hit him right in the crotch.
The slow-mo of a guy, falling backward, legs spread, and then CG'd buckshot.
Yeah, buckshot
going right for his. I was sitting there going, I haven't seen that before.
It's new. And I mean, can that not? I mean, how is that not kill of the movie? By the way,
that's what I wrote down for kill of the movie.
There's no doubt in my mind. But what I love
the
about
head
it is
exploding was pretty good.
The head exploding was pretty good, but just for sheer uniqueness. And the other thing I love is we wouldn't have perceived it if it wasn't in slow motion. We would have thought the guy just got shot in the chest or whatever. But they put in slow motion to specifically say his balls got blown off.
Yes, I think that, like I said, I think there should have just been. You need to pick when you're going to use your toys.
Yeah, and
here's where
that's
this final shootout.
That's grade A slow motion right there.
Right, you bring in the slow mo here, because this is where you're going to be giving us the goods of heads blowing apart and balls being shot.
Don't do it in the arcade.
Don't do it in the arcade. No. Don't do it anywhere else. Maybe that Nicolas Cage beating the guy.
I was going to say the two scenes I would have used it in were the Cage killing the brother.
Don't do it when Adrian Grenier kicks the door in to save his niece. I was sitting there. What is that? What is the point of that?
That was. They also do the one where they're beating Jonathan Scheck with the brass knuckles, and that was the scene that really felt like us in high school, Listman, when he gets hit and the blood pours out of his mouth in slow motion. We totally
like a full liter of blood flies out of his mouth. Yeah.
Like, we totally did shit like that when we were 15, 16. We were always putting blood in people's mouths and having them spit it out. Mostly you, Listman. You got killed in so many horrible ways in different movies and that we did.
I appreciate that we figured out the recipe that didn't taste completely terrible.
Yeah, we used the blood recipe, by the way, thanks to Bruce Campbell's book about making Evil Dead. We used the Campbell-Raimi blood mixture that was in that. So, and it works. It's good. They're right.
Yeah. It looked good and it didn't taste.
It was
awful.
Caro syrup, powdered coffee creamer to give it a viscosity, a thicker. And then the key was red food dye and a tiny bit of blue food dye. That's where people mix up, because then you got to darken it a little bit. Because
then it doesn't look pink.
Right.
It does need to be darkened, and you can tell when someone has done the job of trying to make it look real. Sometimes, like with the horror movies we watch, especially the 70s and 60s, that was actually censorship concerned. It wasn't that they didn't know what real blood looked like. It was they could not show hyper-realistic
I find it charming in the Hammer movies. I think it really fits that aesthetic, the
sort of this bright
blood.
Tomato soup looking.
Well, because everything is so Technicolor in those movies that the blood fits with this sort of hyper-gothic style. But I was going to say, I think in all of our houses, all of our parents were concerned that I'm pretty sure in each one of our fridges we had a Tupperware thing full of fake blood.
I definitely did, yeah.
Yeah, you did, I did. Yeah, a lot of us did, because we were all just like, well, whoever's house we're shooting at, we need to make sure the blood is there. So because we were obviously doing just insane amounts of blood in the stuff we did. We had our equivalent of that Cage beatdown scene in one of our movies where we were just throwing.
We just weren't full-grown adults when we were making it.
No, we were like 17, but literally we have a movie where the whole thing is a guy's getting his head bashed in with the bathroom stall door. And so we had it that underneath we just had a guy with a bucket of blood and a whisk going, and just spraying it everywhere. Like the guy's head was just filled with blood. Why
don't you guys do an action shelf about your own damn movie?
We've talked about that. I've talked about doing some kind of YouTube content where we look back on some of the action movies we made. That might be the way to do it. We talked about that. We talked about putting them out there, but what if we actually watched them?
Yeah,
that might be more
fun. I'd be okay with us not releasing those to the public.
I'm not as embarrassed by them as you and Gorgoni are, but only because, as I said, the thing that saves me is we're not still doing those. If we were still making things of that quality, I'd be concerned. But the fact that I'm like, okay, that was distinctly like 16-year-old us, and now we're doing better stuff.
You've moved on.
We've moved on, indeed. Like doing this show.
Yeah.
So we get that. We get a lot of shoot. The other thing, they're really going nuts with the CGI bullets here, because once Shek and Cage are shooting it out, they're really showing the bullets going by.
They're using the bullet time, sound effects, of it like rippling through the air. It's like, come on.
I was also
Jesus
thinking,
Christ.
because it's slow motion gunfighting, right? I'm going, oh man, Cage has twice worked with John Woo before this, so this had to be because one of my favorite lines in which, by the way, my across the board recommendation this entire month is that people watch The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, the new Nicolas Cage movie where he plays himself. And
I still want to see it, and it is streaming. So now that I have some free time,
so good. But there is a thing in it where Pedro Pascal's character says his favorite movie is Face Off, and Cage just does a little bow and goes, "Woo is a maestro." But it's true. You see stuff like this, and it does remind you of how fucking great John Woo is at doing these kind of sequences. And also, I'm thinking that particularly because I've seen Nicolas Cage diving through the air while shooting guns in John Woo movies. And you are going like...
gold-plated pistols,
Oh my God. By the way, those guns make an appearance in Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
I heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal's character has exact replicas of his golden guns.
Jesus.
Those are my golden guns. They were mine first! So, I am kind of thinking that where Cage is doing slow motion action here, and there has to be a part of him that goes like, whatever, I've worked with Woo, like, once again, twice. People don't remember Wind Talkers that much because it is kind of forgettable, but he did do that. Cage gets shot here. I mean, whatever, but he makes a meal out of his death scene, that's for sure.
Yeah.
As he's bleeding and blood's once again pouring out of his mouth. Didn't you expect a Grenier one-liner here when he's got the shotgun on him? I thought for sure.
I don't really remember.
There aren't really
any
one-liners in this movie. No, because the movie it's grim and gritty, right?
Yeah, as you said, they're going more for. They think they're doing a character drama noir.
Yeah.
They're avoiding action movie cliche stuff like that.
Until now, though. Until suddenly this thing turns into slow motion bullets flying.
Well, it's a bloodbath, but it's not quippy. They're not doing anything like that.
Right.
And actually, I don't know if either one of you have seen the movie Killing Them Softly with Brad Pitt. Really good gangster movie. Also set. That one's set in New Orleans. That has a lot of cool slow motion deaths in it, but really effectively. They used a phantom camera in that, but it's really, number one, they have a bigger budget, so they're also doing stuff with like bullets cutting through raindrops and stuff as it's going through, and cracking through windshields and things like that. Like much more than just having bullets fly through the air in slow motion. Really, really good, very underrated gangster movie. I'm a huge fan of that movie. So everybody's dead here. We talked about the guy who got his head blown off.
Yep.
And then it just goes to like, what is this, like 1 year later?
I don't even remember there being a specific
I don't know if there
card.
was. Yeah, it seemed like it could have been the next weekend.
It's got to be, though, because Shek took a bullet in the leg. Although, in one of the fight scenes, Shek definitely gets his arm broken and he's fine. Did you notice this, Listman? They do the over-the-shoulder arm break on him, and then he's still swinging with that arm, and I thought, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's he is basically indestructible of this film.
I know. I'm like, he's got Wolverine powers, man.
Well, don't worry, man. All it matters is that everyone's happy and content and enjoying barbecue.
This feels like the end of a Fast and Furious movie.
How about let's toss that old ball around?
Because pretty much every Fast and Furious movie ends with them at a family barbecue, because those movies are about family. And I thought that's kind of what they're doing here, except this doesn't make any sense based on what's happened. Like, the Fast and the Furious people aren't humans. They do crazy action shit all the time. It's just their day-to-day life.
The wife was there, right? The wife didn't die. Is that?
Oh no,
correct?
the both wives are there, and they're both
Both
the-
wives.
the-
and
No, I
the-
meant-
the,
sorry,
and the
yeah, I meant-
ex-daughter.
Yeah.
And the
Well, there's
niece.
even a thing where it's like they don't show the niece for a second, and then she comes into frame. It's like, oh, she's all right.
Right, because
Yay!
they know that they
But
didn't
you
film
think-
the scene where
But
that
they
was
do
resolved.
kind of
yeah.
make you think, oh no, Jonathan Scheck's not there. Maybe he died. And then they're like, why don't you go get my dad or whatever? And he's like, I'll go talk to him. And then cut to, does this baseball field like right next to their house? Is that the idea?
It has to be
Hopefully.
nearby. Well, I will say Biloxi is not a huge city.
Yeah.
You could have probably gone about, a mile or two, and you would have been there at the baseball field.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And so
and
yeah,
they're out there tossing the ball around.
as we
Mhm.
go to credits, man. Everything's all right. This is the thing where you go like, well, this doesn't feel like a noir. Like this needlessly incredibly happy ending. Like, where's the cost of crime? Where's the effects of violence? I was surprised. Well, I wasn't because he wouldn't come in, but shouldn't Cusack have been at this barbecue?
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
that costs more
And
money.
weirdly, he's never acknowledged even by Mickey.
No.
Like, I mean, obviously Mickey gets kidnapped, and so there's no scenes with the two
That's
of
true.
them
They
together.
never have any scenes together. It's always
But you're
Cusack
like,
coming
but
and
Mickey is like that. Cusack's tight with both brothers. Yes. Once everything's happy and resolved, why isn't he there enjoying some barbecue?
yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you spill some of that on your cool black clothes. It's gonna mess that.
Well,
shit
the
up.
answer is because once again, you'd have to pay him more.
Mhm.
Man, even when they're trying to do like casual, happy, just mundane family dialogue, it's so painful.
It's
Like the
really
whole
bad.
thing of like where Grenade is on the grill, like who wants a burger, da, da, da. And the niece comes into frame, and we know she's okay, and she's like, "Oh, I'll have one." He goes, "I thought you were a vegan.
Yeah.
I could throw on some tofurkey for you."
Any attempt at even the lightest of humor is awful in this movie.
Yeah, absolutely awful.
So
Yeah.
this movie, once again, this movie is awful, but still in the upper tier of movies we watched. I feel like it's definitely upper middle is where I would put this, wouldn't you?
And
Lisbon?
if it were not for Nicolas Cage, this might be
It would
on
drop-
the lower end
yeah,
of the
it would drop.
movies we've
Cage
seen.
really makes this
Yeah.
thing worth it in a lot of
Yeah,
ways.
he brings the camp, the much needed camp.
I feel
Yeah,
like we're going to
I mean,
be saying
he's
that
the
a
thing
lot
to
this
watch.
month. I feel like
Yeah.
that's going to be the case for most of the movies we watch this month.
And in a better written film, Jonathan Scheck would have also really
Yeah.
shown.
Yes.
He's doing
Because
it.
he was really trying, and
Yeah.
that guy's got chops.
He does.
And
Mhm.
Cusack,
yeah.
give him a part that he might be interested in, and then maybe
what-
he would have stuck
what
around
part?
to show up for.
Also,
a
we didn't
shootout
talk
at the end.
about his do-rag or whatever he's wearing the
Oh,
whole time.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
And even
he has a
that's
black
jet black.
do-rag. Yeah.
the black do rag, and
Yeah.
his hair is. I mean, come on, he's dyeing it. It's jet black.
Yeah.
So what's
He's
weird
all
is
black.
he
That's
has
his whole thing now,
the
yeah.
black cap on for
Yeah.
most
The
of
backwards black cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it. Right, but when unless he's in action, because he turns
Right.
it around whenever they go into places. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a good choice. But when he's
Mhm.
got the do rag and then the hair comes up, I couldn't tell there was a do rag for a while. I was like,
Yeah.
what's going on with this hair? What structure? Because it seemed smooth, and then it had like these fringes sticking up, and I was like, oh, it's a black do rag with his black hair sticking up out of this.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, it took
And
me
the
a
fact-
minute. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
And the fact that all of his clothing is black made it really hard to differentiate the different pieces.
yeah,
so like
exactly.
when he has the do-rag and the hat, I was like, why does he have
I-
a cone head? I
I've
don't
seen-
understand. It's just
Yeah.
this black cone on his head.
And then he did a couple times. He did a hoodie thing
Yeah.
Yes.
where he pulled the black hoodie up
Yeah.
to talk to
When
his
I-
undercover guy.
I think I told you, Brendan. I've seen
These
that-
were the choices he made.
Yeah.
I've been around the man in person, John
Mhm.
Cusack, and he was dressed exactly like this. He had a black cloth jacket, black jeans and boots, and then the hat, the black ball cap, the solid black ball cap, and the black shades. And that's what
Yeah.
he looked
That's
like
just
when
how he
when
dresses.
when I saw him.
Interesting.
And I was just like,
he
that's
basically just said, yeah, I can be
Well-
there on Thursday. I'll be there for the full
And I
day.
will say,
I
we'll-
don't need costuming. I'm just gonna when
we'll
I'm on the
watch,
plane. When
we'll
I'm
watch
on the
some
plane.
more Cusack movies at some point on here, Listman. But looking at the posters for them, he is dressed like this in every movie he does now.
Excellent.
He just
Love
he
it.
just goes, I'm just gonna wear what I'm wearing. I'll come and do your movie, but you just have to film me as I am. I'm not gonna do anything. Yeah, it's
just
sad.
the bare minimum, like the polar opposite of
It is
Nicolas
so
Cage.
sad to see guys
Yeah.
like that, because Cusack is a really good actor.
Oh
And
no,
also,
he is, of course.
and also
Yeah,
a
it's
good
sad.
writer. That's the other thing too that I go. I mean, this guy wrote my two favorite movies of his are Grosse Pointe Blank and High Fidelity, and he wrote
Yeah.
both of those movies.
Yeah.
I don't understand
So-
why he can't write. Does he just not
He
care?
could create his own
content
content.
because he doesn't.
Yeah,
have,
I don't think he wants to.
He doesn't have
Well-
a tax situation. He doesn't have.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, that's
I
anything
think
like that.
weirdly, and it's not weird, but I think he has reached perhaps a professional level where his preference, and it could also be middle age, his preference is probably stay close to home, watch the sports teams he likes,
Yeah.
go to band shows, concerts he likes.
big on
Is
music,
Fishbone
yeah.
still around? I'm sure he's still going to Fishbone
I mean,
shows.
I follow him on Twitter, and a lot of his stuff is like, listen to this track, or he's
Yep.
yelling about, I mean, the one thing I can certainly back him on is he
Political
is crazy
stuff.
left-wing political.
Yeah.
And so now
And
he's
so
yelling
he
about
wants
that.
to stay there, and he wants to do stage.
Yeah.
Because stage is also close to home. He's just going to do Steppenwolf Productions and direct.
There's nothing wrong with that, obviously. Him and
No.
Tim
Absolutely
Robbins, they're big theater guys.
When he engages
Yeah.
with you can tell he's
Yeah.
one of those where, unlike Cage, it's always kind of going to be Cage and deliver even in shit.
Yeah.
You can tell when Cusack's engaged or not, and when he engages, it's a welcome home.
he shows
I love
up-
seeing it.
And every
But-
once in a while, in between these things, he'll be in like a Spike Lee movie or a David
Right.
Cronenberg movie, and you're like,
And
oh
then you're like,
shit,
yeah.
he's really good. Or I mean, I fucking adore Love and Mercy, which he did somewhat recently. The movie where he plays Brian Wilson. I thought he was just incredible in that.
I still haven't seen it.
It's really good. It's my favorite of the musical biopics because it really avoids a lot of the pitfalls of those, and it just isolates two time periods and cuts between those, as opposed to a cradle to grave kind of thing, and it avoids a lot of the pitfalls. And Brian Wilson is such a fascinating guy.
Yeah.
But it does have a scene where he goes, "Oh yeah, these I like it. These are kind of good vibrations." Hey.
No, it that's the thing. It avoids stuff like that because it's much more of a portrait of his mental state than it is about like and about how what a piece of shit his father was, of course.
Yeah.
That they deal
One of
with
those
that a lot.
stage dads. You
Yeah.
boys are gonna make me money.
And Paul Giamatti as his crazy therapist who took over his life is just oh my god. I mean, Giamatti, talk about a guy who makes anything better. Oh, I love Giamatti.
I do too, and I know that weirdly things go in cycles. I hope another phase comes back where he's almost ubiquitous.
Yeah,
Because for a while, obviously early 2000s, that guy
he was in
everything I liked, and
And
I was like, God damn! And now if I see him anywhere, I'm like, oh, and I don't watch Billions.
No,
I
because
understand
that's what takes up his time, right? He's done
Yeah,
like 6
TV.
seasons of Billions.
and that's a good cast. It's just
Oh,
that I've never been interested to watch.
Billions is one of those shows that is eternally on my list of stuff to watch. Oh, I gotta
Sure.
watch that at some point. But now, the more they make of it too, I'm like, oh, they're going to like season 7. Oh, that's a lot to watch.
Big
yeah.
commitment. Yeah.
That's the thing with those two, where I'll end up watching it like 5 years after it ends and being like,
Yeah.
guys, did you see Billions? They're like, yeah, that was 10 years ago. We were into that. And I'm like, well, it's really good.
Well, I've been playing catch up with Evil, even though that's only 3 years old or 4 years old.
Do love Evil.
Based on your recommendation, and
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it greatly.
It's real. Lisman, you'd like Evil. You're a big X-Files fan. It's
I am, yeah.
it's got some similarities, is what I would say. It's
Sure.
got,
It's the thing that impresses me. Oh, we're way off
Yeah.
topic, but
Whatever.
no, it has its own very distinct feel. It's
Yeah.
it's really
'Cause
it walks a weird comedic line too that I was not expecting.
which the
I was like,
X-Files
what?
did too, but this is a different thing. But on paper, the pitch for it and how I initially came to it was it's religious X-Files. It's a priest and a psychologist investigating demonic possessions, claims of miracles, things like that.
The way you
Right.
do.
Yeah.
The way you do.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Really good show.
Anyway,
It's like, what if Supernatural was, good?
was good.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Sorry,
yeah.
Supernatural. I gave 3 episodes and then gave up on.
That's about what I
And then
gave
every
it
now
to.
and then someone has to remind me it lasted almost as long as the Waltons or Gunsmoke,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
15
what the
seasons
fuck?
they made of it. It's okay. It's totally okay. Supernatural is my.
It's fine. Yeah.
But
But,
Evil is
like
just
once
a-
you, because Maggie was watching through the X-Files, and she's like, if I saw this first, I would have never watched Supernatural. Like that, it's not
Yeah.
even.
Yeah,
There's-
yeah. I think
Yeah.
it has a lot to do with your entry point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you were a Supernatural kid,
Yeah.
you think that's the
'Cause
best it
it's-
got, and then
it's-
you see something much better, and you're like, oh.
My sister,
Oh.
it's like her all-time favorite show, Supernatural. But she was
I mean,
in high school when it started, and has since become an X-Files fan. But loves,
And
loves
it has
Supernatural.
hunky guys.
Oh
in
sure,
It
sure.
does.
I mean that
Um,
a huge contingent of that fan base is young girls.
And I am strictly anti-hunky guys. So that's why I'm just not the target audience.
That's why we don't like Grenier in this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
far too hunky.
No one-liners, as we said. Kill of the movie is a given. It's a shotgun blast to the balls. Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
Why would we even debate? Although, as we said, across the board, the kills are pretty good in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
Distinct and interesting
this,
for sure.
which is not usual on this show by any means.
Nope.
Let's well, as you guys know, it is always my mission to find the strangest IMDb reviews for these movies, and this one's pretty weird. So let's this comes to us from IMDb user jrizzo26422, and the review is titled "True Nick Cage Fans Will Love This." I am so sick of everyone not understanding Nick Cage. None of these ridiculous over-the-top roles in movies are supposed to be taken seriously. We have already established years ago that he can actually act and is super talented. He knows that and is content with that. He's the one celebrity who did his serious roles and decided to have hilarious fun with his fame. He's not interested in spending 60 years doing the same serious crap and sequels over and over. He's so different and fun. This man cracks me up so much. Me and my husband idolize him. If you're a fan of his over-the-top crazy roles with Cage Rage, this will be your fave so far. The plot and storyline itself are pretty bad, and so is the acting. But if you put it on just to laugh at Nick, then it's definitely for you. His ensemble and the slow-mo are by far the best thing I've ever seen. Love him always. Side note, John Cusack looks hilarious as well. 10 out of 10 stars.
Okay.
10 out of 10 stars. Jesus.
I just like the idea of somebody giving 10 out of 10 for something that they say, well, large swaths of the film were total trash.
Yeah.
The plot and storyline are pretty bad, as is
Also
the
the acting.
10 out of 10 stars.
Yeah.
And look, even if you are the world's biggest Nicolas Cage fan, how could
And
you
I'm close.
put this in the...
He's one of my all-time favorites, but
how can you put this in the pantheon? I
No,
mean,
and
this
also,
is
the,
solid Cage, but
I disagree with the whole premise that it's like, oh, he just decided to stop being serious and just be a goof and stuff.
Yeah, that was not his choice. That was his debt that made that
I don't
choice
think
for
that's
him.
and even still, like, this is legitimate work, even if he's being crazy. He's not just going, look at me, I'm a clown now. Like, what?
I mean, I don't know, John. This movie, he's kind of a clown.
He is,
like,
yes,
honest.
he's
kind of a clown, and
But
he is reading a letter he wrote to his dead brother. So,
I mean, that I gotta say though, that I would put that letter reading scene in the pantheon of Cage scenes, though.
Sure.
I have to imagine it's a total Nicolas Cage creation
Gotta be.
because there's nothing else in this entire movie that shows that kind of imagination and wildness. So that writer who this is such a boring script with such a simple story and poorly done.
Mhm.
I cannot imagine he would have even imagined.
No,
Like that
no.
writer in his brain couldn't think of a scene where a gangster reads a letter he wrote to his dead brother.
Mhm.
That has to have been like Nicolas Cage was like, I think I like the theme of this movie and Brothers, and goes, I got this idea, and just put me in the scene with Mikey, and I'm gonna do this thing.
I wrote this letter last night, so let's go. No, it's amazing. We're not the only people who watched this, Listman. An old friend of ours also took in a viewing of this movie.
Wow.
Because we watch on HBO Max, but I think it was on Amazon at one point. So that means
Yeah.
it's time to check in with our good pal Bruce Winning for another segment of The Winning Opinion. Here it is. Here's Bruce Winning's thoughts on Arsenal. Title of the review is, I like a typical crime drama. Not 16:9, but I do like 5.1 surround sound, which is interesting for fireworks. I like the action and violence. I like the shooting. I like the punching and kicking. I don't like slow motion violence. I can watch movies like this. 5 out of 5 stars.
I don't like slow-mo. You'd think he'd love slow motion
Yeah,
violence.
you really-
You
'cause-
get to see the intricacies of somebody's head exploding as they're being shot with a shotgun.
You didn't like that.
This is
But
very
one of my favorite things he's ever written now is I can watch movies like this. What?
That
I
was
go
the
watch
thing
movies
that
like
stuck
this.
out to me. I
End
love
of
the idea that
sentence.
he wanted to close
Yeah.
with a statement of, I can watch movies like this.
Not. It seems like it should say I can watch movies like this every day or something like that. No,
Yeah.
I can watch movies like this. Period.
Yeah,
I
we
have
know,
the
Bruce.
physical
We've read your other
capability.
reviews.
I have the physical capabilities of sight and
Also-
hearing.
This confirms something I've thought about before with his obsession with 16:9. He likes 16:9 because it fills the screen. This movie's 2:35 anamorphic widescreen, which is crazy to begin with. But I would argue that's better. But in Bruce's mind, that's worse because now there's black bars. Even though it's technically a wider screen, in his mind, if it's not... And this is something I thought about with him when he's talking about his love of 16:9. I go, I bet he just loves the idea that it fills his screen, not the idea that it's a cinematic ratio.
No.
And it's confirmed now that, which makes him an idiot in my opinion. But
He hates those black bars, John. He
yeah,
hates
any
them.
kind of black bars, but as long as it's got 5. Oh, I also like that 5.1 is good for fireworks. What?
Yeah,
What?
I know.
I don't know.
Well,
man.
there is that 4th of July scene.
Yeah, maybe
There
that's,
are fireworks in this movie, but
That's
I like
for like
I like
3
the
or 4 or
fireworks.
5 seconds.
I like the fireworks. Would be a good. Yeah, there's old.
Are you
Bruce.
guys not at this point, because you've read so much of the guy's stuff?
Yeah.
Are you possibly suspecting he's an AI?
Oh, I didn't suspect that.
I will say now we
Some of the sentence structure is so robotic. That's what it seems
Yeah.
to be. His syntax, especially like I am able to watch movies.
Gosh,
like this.
he could be right. He reviews enough things. I could see it.
I
I don't know
will-
why
I
somebody
will-
would construct a bot to do that necessarily.
I will say that I don't we're not here to dox anyone and I didn't want this information, but we have confirmed social media presence of this man Bruce Winning.
Oh,
He's out there.
Okay.
Okay.
He is out there.
He's
Do
out
not.
there.
Yeah. I don't think we have to say, but
you know
don't.
what? It
don't
makes
look
me
at this
feel
person
good
up.
knowing he's out there watching the movies we can't always
Well, and he's
watch.
got. I mean, and he's got a profile photo for his Amazon here. Oh, good. He just put up another review of Duracell batteries, Lisman. Have I talked about this on the show, or did
You
I just tell
did.
you this? Yeah, that
You did.
a lot of his reviews are for batteries. Let me just quickly.
Yeah. Just
this.
of
This
all
top
things,
this is his
it
most.
powered it.
This is his most recent review that he's posted on Amazon. This is the Duracell. This is for Duracell Ultra Alkaline quadruple A batteries. I've never seen quadruple A batteries before. He goes, the review is titled, I like to use Duracell in my devices. This battery should last 5 years in the stylus to indicate the longevity of a decent stylus battery. I will resubmit review at that time. 5 out of 5 stars.
Means that he is going to track, and he probably has already set on a calendar somewhere. It's like, be
5
sure
years.
oh, his
back
wall's covered
years.
with various like calendars and
And
like.
I love that he
shit.
specifically makes a point of, don't worry, in 5 years I'll be back to confirm that it lasted 5 years. Don't worry, dear readers.
Yeah, if it weren't for
waiting
you
on
guys,
bated breath.
I mean, you are the proof. But if you guys hadn't come along, does he think there's an audience that's
Actually,
dying for what Bruce Winning has to say
what-
about
what-
batteries?
What we find is he's mostly writing to Amazon. He will
Oh,
actually
okay.
say
Yes.
things like, thank you, Amazon.
All right.
or
Yeah,
keep giving me these movies, Amazon.
He often talks about the algorithm on Amazon as if it's a real person.
Yeah,
So
I think that's what
Mr.
we
Bezos, I would really like you to know that these batteries, after 5 years, finally gave out.
Because here's the thing, I always get those emails whenever I buy something on Amazon to go, please leave a review, and I never do. This guy reviews every single thing he watches and buys.
Unbelievable.
It's insane, that
Unbelievable.
commitment.
yeah.
All right, well, we felt Arsenal had its moments, but maybe we can come up with a better vehicle for Nicolas Cage. What if we say this is the middle story between Deadfall and the end of Eddie King's story in Arsenal? So this is the second story of Eddie King set between the two, since he dies in this one.
No, he dies in Deadfall too. He also dies in Deadfall.
That's right, he does. It's been a while.
We could make a sequel to this.
All
We
right,
can make
so
a third
let's
one
just make
that he
another
also
Eddie King
shows
movie.
up in.
I mean, I think at this point, he's not worried about continuity. It's just that he's like, this character fits in certain stories, and if I can convince a writer, I bet Eddie King comes back, and I bet Nicolas Cage calls up that terrible makeup artist and says, "Give me the nose even bigger this time."
Well, let's go even further then. Say this time he's really portraying an elderly. It's the same wig, but it's gray now, but the mustache is still black.
Nice.
And the nose is even sillier. It's like more bulbous and crazy. So let's say what he's up to this time in a movie called Infinite Overkill.
Okay.
Infinite Overkill. Wow. Well,
that sounds like it's right up your alley.
Okay, let's give it the kind of John Wick premise is what I'm going to say. Eddie King, the world thinks he's dead. But when it's revealed he's living on an island somewhere, maybe we can use one of the ones Nick owns. So it becomes like all the world's greatest assassins are coming for Eddie King.
Right.
Kind of a smoking
I like that.
aces.
But I'm gonna take it even more sci-fi.
All right, fair enough.
He has maybe it's a Bahamian island again. Maybe it's on Nicolas Cage's actual.
Yeah, well, that'll
Bahamian
be
island.
cheaper to shoot.
The world's mafia has had enough of Eddie King fucking stuff up. So yes, they're sending assassins from all around the world.
Yeah,
but what they meet is not Eddie King. It's an army of Eddie King.
Oh my God! So
it is.
Hence
that
the
explains the deaths
and the infinite,
and
overkill.
that is the infinites. So he is either a life model decoy or there's a clone army of Eddie King.
So they just break into a lab filled with like
Eddie
tubes
King
with like naked Eddie Kings.
and different stages. Like some have the mustache just coming in because they're like teenagers. They're teenagers, and the nose isn't quite as long yet.
There are female-bodied Eddie Kings as well. There's all kinds of stuff.
And
old,
on
young
the monitors
babies.
in the clone lab, on the monitors, you see what's being fed into their consciousnesses.
Yeah.
And you see all the same TV shows and movies that Eddie King would have watched as a kid.
Yeah.
So you're seeing a bunch of old westerns, and you're seeing a bunch on the screens, and episodes of The Untouchables. It's all going in there.
You know what?
Right.
Here's the thing: Cage would be 100% on board with this pitch.
Of course.
Yeah.
I love, like in The Matrix, when they go into the arsenal there, and it's like the rows come out of all this. Instead, he goes into a place where it's suddenly these clothes, the closet opens up, and it's just that same suit. It's just thousands of that same suit, and he suits up.
Is this a horror film? Like, is this like the assassins being hunted by the clones of Eddie King? This is. I would 100% watch this movie.
Or it's just the assassins arrive on that island thinking they've got it easy, and then they're met. It's all on that island. They're met.
I think that's
army of Eddie Kings.
That's what it starts as. It starts as like an action movie where they're going to kill him, and then it turns into a horror movie where they're all being hunted on this island by the.
If you thought Eddie one Kings. was too much,
I think the tagline is "You can't kill what's infinite."
Oh man, that is good.
Yeah,
I like
that's it. Nicolas Cage is Eddie King. This
is maybe the best I think this is the best movie we've pitched.
And like I said, if I ever meet Nicolas Cage, I'm pretty sure he would be 100% on board to make this movie.
I'm very excited to pitch this.
And we'll bring
to
his
him,
brother back to direct. Right, we'll let him continue from Deadfall because I think that would further be. We'll have Christopher direct it.
I actually would recommend a title change, though I know the rules of this game.
Well, it was randomly generated.
But I think it needs to be Infinite Over Kings.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That is good. Oh, that's so silly.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, let's talk about what we're talking next week on the show. We have another guest with us for another Nicolas Cage movie. Our good friend and another fan favorite, Mike Gorgoni, is joining us next week to talk about the police thriller 211. Nicolas Cage in 211, which is the.
I'm sure that is a police code. What is 211?
211 is police code for armed robbery in progress.
Thank you.
Yes, 211. Yep. So yes, this sees Nicolas Cage versus a band of vicious bank robbers. Listman, as always, I will ask, would you like the tagline for it? It's not good. I'll just say that right now.
I mean, you're gonna say it anyways, so just
Well, I'll just say this is a tagline that could be on literally any movie. 211.
Great.
Here's the tagline: Your life can change in an instant.
The butterfly effect.
Yeah.
That's such a that's perhaps the most
Brendan, look up this poster.
That could literally be
I've ever
any
heard.
movie.
It's a very generic action movie poster, but I just love if you go and look at the poster. It's all this stuff. It's Nicolas Cage with his cop sunglasses, and there's just a big explosion of fire reflected in the lenses of the glasses. And he's like, "Oh,
like a tagline. It's like, sometimes you meet people." Yeah. Absolutely true.
Some things just happen. Like it just is. Yeah.
When you're hungry, you gotta eat.
It's just going. I think that not to let people in too much on how the sausage is made here, but we may have already recorded that episode, and I will say the movie lives up to that boring tagline.
Oh boy,
insufferable.
So next week is a different experience than this week for sure. But Brendan, thank you as always for coming on. Of course, you can hear Brendan and I every week if you're one of our patrons over on patron.podbean.com/punchup. You can listen to Brendan and I every week over there talking about monster movies on Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters.
Indeed,
where we continue to suffer through those. Listman, you were just on recently, so watching a very action shelf friendly movie actually that we didn't even know about, but
I loved it. It was a great time.
Phantom of the Mall. Eric's Revenge.
Indeed.
So good.
Indeed.
But we have finally entered the 90s. Now all the movies are good.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that at all. But yeah, Brandon, and speaking of that, Brandon, we'll have you back come Spooktober again on the show when we do our horror action movies. We'll bring you back for one of those. And
I look forward.
Yeah, so we'll look forward to that. But that's going to do it for this week's episode of The Action Shelf. I'm John Campbell.
I'm Michael Listman.
Till next week, get yourself some action.
The Action Shelf.
The Action Shelf is part of the Panel Up Podcast Network. Remember to follow us on social media. We're at Action Shelf Pod on Instagram and Twitter. And you can email us at actionshelfpod@gmail.com. Of course, you can also support the entire network by heading over to patreon.com/panelup to get cool, exclusive bonus content.